उनको बुलाना है, वो लोग जाए। Not here, lobby में जाओ, lobby. I request the guests in the lobby to please join us. While we have others joining in, I hope you all had some good food to keep yourselves energetic and alive for the next couple of hours. I think the things that are lined up for today, um, that should be enough to keep everyone excited. But a cup of tea always helps. So, good morning and a very warm welcome again to all of you. And may I say a very happy Valentine's Day. We are all here for a love of the planet, and what better day to be in this room together. The last 2 days have been intense, enriching, and full of action, and thank you for you all for the energy and the participation. I will very quickly walk you through today's agenda. We'll start with the Founders Roundtable. Then uh, we'll be welcoming our chief guest, Ms. Smriti Zubin Irani. After that, we will move ahead with our awards, the Unpollute Awards, the much awaited ceremonial aspect of the entire conclave. That will be followed by a fireside chat between Ms. Smriti Zubin Irani and Ms. Pratibha Jain. We also have the showcase of a very special book, Sheroes Amongst Us, which is written by Ms. Falguni Desai and Dr. Amit Nagpal. And finally, we'll also have the announcement and the awards for the winners of the pitching competition, both the startup and the student ideathon winners. And finally, we'll gather for lunch, a chance to connect, reflect, and celebrate in everything we've built together over these 3 days. So let's get started. I now invite my colleague Gunjan to lead the roundtable session. Over to you, Gunjan. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka, and welcome again, everyone. So in the past 2 days, we've seen a range of expert opinions and insights by all the panelists and esteemed speakers. There's been a lot of knowledge sharing, learnings, and a lot that we got to know about our ventures and our own selves. But true to the soul of Unpollute, the founder's voice is essential to be heard and acknowledged. And that's the thought with which I would want to start the roundtable conversation for today. This is how it will work. So I'll share a few topics with all of you, one by one, and I would like to know your thoughts about the topic that's been put out on the table. We'll express ourselves and learn while playing around and having some fun. Very important. Simple housekeeping rules again. Please keep your phones on silent, and if you must take a call, please step out of the hall. So I'm looking for some interesting, dynamic, and honest sharing with which I would like to share the first topic of the roundtable conversation. So the first topic is tech is overhyped. Behavioral change is the only real solution to pollution. I want somebody to stand up and share whether they agree or disagree with this statement, and you'll get 2 minutes to explain your stance. So please join in the conversation. I'll repeat the topic for the conversation right now. Tech is overhyped. Behavioral change is the only real solution to pollution. The house is open. Yes, the founders, we need more interaction here. This totally is an interactive session. So yes, would invite any one of you to please join the conversation and share. And I have my dear volunteer here. He will help with the mics.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tapan. I get 2 minutes, is it?
You can take a few more. That's fine.
That's
I
okay.
shall give you the cue. Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm the co-founder of Rubisco Black. Is the third logo from the top to the right. Okay, so I disagree with the thesis. I don't think tech is overhyped, and I have a different opinion on what behavioral change here means. So I'll just elucidate. I think over the past few years, what we've realized is the problem here being climate change. The solution is going to be technology primarily. I mean, technology will lead the charge because the problem essentially is a technology problem. The energy, we were getting a lot of our energy from coal, we were getting a lot of our energy from natural gas, we meaning all of humanity. And that has resulted in about 45 billion tons annually of carbon dioxide emissions. And so the solution turned out to be solar and wind and not any behavioral change as such. And if we see any ray of hope, if the worst case scenarios are coming down as scientists at COP have been noticing, if the worst case, if the temperatures now might only reach 2.9 degrees centigrade and not 4.6 or 6 degrees centigrade, that's primarily because we believe the speed at which solar and wind are growing will ultimately be able to mitigate a lot of the carbon dioxide emissions. But that being said, the second statement is a bit true in its own way, meaning behavioral change is the only real solution to the problem. So it's the behavioral solution here, I believe it can refer to not individual behaviors, but the behaviors of countries as a whole, of nations as a whole, meaning the technology solution is primarily coming out of China. And what has happened over the past few years is that the carbon dioxide emissions of all the developed countries in Europe and USA have been coming down. They weren't going net zero, but they were coming down. And they're coming down because all the manufacturing has shifted to China. So that behavioral change of the countries as such have empowered another country which has taken up charge in terms of technology deployment and manufacturing. So that's the thesis.
Okay. An interesting take. I'd just like to prod by saying that amazing technology has been there across many sectors, but adoption depends on behavior. That's something to ponder about. And I would now actually want to have somebody who disagrees with the stance. Yes, please. Can we have the mic?
Namaskar, I'm Abhineha from Vedic Srijan LLP. See, the topic of discussion is just a matter of point of view. One says technology, one says the behavior. For me, it's a food for thought for everyone. Let me cite one example. Let us take a lockdown period not long back. Everyone started saying the planet is healing itself. What was the change? We were locked indoors. Everyone was locked indoors. ठीक है? Sari technology, all industries were shut down technically, and nature started healing itself. ठीक है? The planet has the ability to heal itself. ठीक है? Now, if we speak of solar power or wind energy or the hydropowers, ठीक है? It's just a line of thinking which I may express here. See, solar power comes with the UHIs and PVHIs, that is urban heat islands and photovoltaic heat islands, because of the emissions that comes as a byproduct of solar energy. सो जहाँ भी सोलर पावर प्लांट बना होता है वहाँ एक लोकल अर्बन हीट आइलैंड बन जाता है विच रेजेस द टेम्परेचर लोकली बाय 3 to 4 degrees सेंटीग्रेड. इट इज साइंटिफिकली प्रोवन. ठीक है. सो अगर हम ग्लोबल टेम्परेचर राइज की बात कर रहे हैं विच मे बी 1 or 2 degrees सेंटीग्रेड, लोकल हीट आइलैंड्स आर प्रोड्यूसिंग 3 to 4 degrees सेंटीग्रेड मोर राइज. और आप ये सोचिए सोलर पावर प्लांट्स हर जगह हैं तो लोकली हम कितना टेम्परेचर राइज जनरेट कर रहे हैं. सेम थॉट कम्स विद द हाइड्रो पावर्स. वी आर बिल्डिंग डैम्स. फॉर मेकिंग अ डैम यू आर ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग द पाथ ऑफ द वाटर बॉडी. आप किसी रिवर के ऊपर कहीं रिजर्वॉयर बनाते हो, उसके पीछे का जितना भी वेजिटेशन होता है वो सब खत्म हो जाता है. तो शॉर्ट एंड रन में यू हैव गेन सम टेक्नोलॉजी. हमने इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट कर लिया, हाइड्रो पावर बना लिया, डैम से इरिगेशन प्रोवाइड कर दिया, वाटर रिजर्वायर भी बना लिया. बट व्हाट अबाउट इन लॉन्गर रन? आपने वहाँ का वेजिटेशन ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट कर दिया, आपने उस रिवर चैनल को ब्लॉक कर दिया. क्या वो नेचुरल है? नहीं. फॉर एनीथिंग टू बी सस्टेनेबल इट हैज़ टू बी एज क्लोज एज टू बी नेचर. ठीक है. आज हम एग्रीकल्चर कर रहे हैं, हम बोलते हैं कि सॉइल में ये न्यूट्रिएंट कम हो जाता है, वो कम हो जाता है. तो आप ये बताइए कि पहले जब हम फार्मिंग नहीं करते थे तो क्या चीज़ें ग्रो नहीं करती थी? नेचर हैज़ इज ओन सिलेक्टिव वे ऑफ ग्रोइंग एंड अडेप्टेशन एंड नर्चरिंग थिंग्स, ऑल द लिविंग बींग्स, ऑल द इकोसिस्टम. इट्स जस्ट अ मैथड ऑफ आवर बिहेवियर. और ये किसी इंडिविजुअल से भी स्टार्ट होता है. अगर कोई इंडिविजुअल, अब हर कोई अपने अपने जगह पर अपना अपना पार्ट करना शुरू कर दे, छोटे से छोटा एक्शन लीड्स टू अ बिगर एक्शन एंड अ बिगर चेंज. सो फॉर सस्टेनेबिलिटी everyone has to do its bit. That's my point of view. So it's more for a behavioral change than a technological change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that is an interesting thought on the other side. Anyone else who wants to share their bit on this?
Hello everyone, I'm Bhavini from Banko Janko and Two Used. So as ma'am said, I'm totally agree with that as the behavioral change, right? So it is necessary. Let me give the example of a textiles. Today the textile is the highest polluting industry, second most highest polluting industry in the world. Why it became so? Earlier, and when we talk about the upcycling and everything, it is not new. It is from our grandparents and everyone. They used to do it, right? They used to use that clothes for mopping the floor, making the godris and so many things. And the clothes are almost exchanged by the family members, children, matlab brothers and sisters. But nowadays, when we are talking about the sustainability and circularity and all that things, so why it came to such a situations? Because of the fast fashion. Everyone wants to look a unique, not the clothes cannot be repeated in the, you can see in the social media कि मतलब ये मैंने पहना है, now I can't, already मेरा ये पोस्ट में है तो ऐसे मैं नहीं कर सकता हूँ. So and then we are coming up with the upcycling, recycling, sustainability, swap and all that things. This this became the need as of now because of all these things, right? So why we are, as ma'am said, कि this is all natural. Earlier it was totally in the nature, that it was inherent. We don't need to do it as a personally, but now it has become the need of for the circularity and sustainability. So it is necessary to become, everyone has to take their own responsibility for conscious consumers and all that things. Yeah, so definitely we, everyone has to be the part of all carrying this for our next generations, and to give them the knowledge about the sustainability and all that. So yeah, thank you so much. And we are into the textile upcycling and recycling. We have an app. Through that we do the used cloth collections, and we do the recycle. We have the patented technology, and we make the t-shirts from this. So like that, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And I'd just like to close on the fact that, I mean, lovely opinions and lovely views. Maybe we can think of the old indigenous wisdom as technology itself. So that's a thought we'll ponder on, and we move on to the next topic. So now this is going to be maybe even more controversial. Um, the topic on the table now is we should stop pitching to all male, pale, and stale investor panels. So this is an interesting one for founders and investors in the house. Yes. Should we stop pitching to such panels? And that's the topic. Yes, looking for voices of founders on this. What do you guys think? They have to raise money, so they're just quiet. Yeah. Absolutely. All the males are very much invited to this topic. And I would encourage all the student entrepreneurs and the youth to also participate and share their thoughts. Yes, please.
My name is Tapun. I don't have a learned opinion on this. But I guess we probably should stop pitching to stale. I have nothing against male and pale. I don't know about stale though. I mean, if we can figure out who stale is and what stale is prior to pitching, maybe that can be considered.
What's your thought of that? Like, what do you
What
make out
stale
of it?
means?
Yes?
Uh, I don't know. I don't want to be presumptuous here. I don't know what you guys can mean. I mean, so if stale can just mean boring, right? I think it's okay. That's not the worst crime in the world. But if stale could, if it has a different meaning, if you mean something else, then maybe if stale can mean somebody who takes up all of the air in the room, who takes up all of the time on the mic and doesn't give to anybody else, somebody who probably takes up spaces that he should be more willing to share.
So let's look at what it means to you. What does this statement resonate with you in terms of, and you've been an entrepreneur, so you invest, like you've pitched.
I'm not against like excluding people for if they were hurting kids and all, then yeah, but otherwise it's I think how do I put this? I think it's if we ultimately we are definitely moving towards a society which is more equity based. um, I think education will get us there. um, and I think when if it's all male, then you inevitably will pull in caste based politics as well. So but no, just to play the devil's advocate, I think irrespective of whatever I already said, yeah, I think we should try this experiment for 1 year. Let's see how the world changes. Just as an experiment, let's see what happens.
Amazing. Okay, that would be an interesting experiment. Yes, anybody else?
Hello everyone. My name is Ujjwal. I work as a consultant in the sustainability field. So thank you for that topic. I think pretty nice topic on a Valentine's Day. So, in my opinion, I feel we need everybody in the space where we are working with, and unfortunately or fortunately, most of the people that hold power, they come from this category that you just described. And if some of them have their skins got too thick, of course we might need to rattle them a bit to show them the real picture. But I feel all of us need everybody else also in the space so that we can move forward together. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Ujjwal. Any of the women voices, maybe? Yes, yes. We both, like both of you can definitely.
So
share.
according to me, it's S. Like we have to pitch in front of them because it my experience from last 1.5 year, and I got the investor. But investor not had an opinion about me, but other people who is in the table had an opinion. And there are so many points which took me in the what is negative. I took it in a positive way, and there are so many points that genuinely guide me, and there are so many points that make me like it is a very worst. So those points make me like, okay, next step how I have to take ahead, because basically I'm a tech student, matlab, I'm a student. So come to the business, if I not pitch in front of the people, I would have not way to correct what to correct. So I would definitely tell it's a S for me. But how you take after pitching, how you take, all that matters.
Perfect. Okay. So it depends on what inputs you get, irrespective of who it's coming from. Right? Okay. Perfect. Yes, ma'am. See, now everyone will say always say the opposite things. That's a good thing. But like we are here for a sustainability conclave, and we all are the following the topics for sustainability goals. We all are aware of that. So for me, for to sustain, any startup or organization should be self-sustainable. Otherwise, the whatever venture you are doing is, if it cannot be called a sustainable project if you are unable to sustain yourself. Okay, I agree that money is important, funding is important, but for how long it also matters. Okay? After a certain period of time, any venture should be self-sustainable. So this is the philosophy that we follow at Vedic Srijan, because we always look for multiple hands, multiple people to join with us, so that we can spread our mission and make what our motto, make global water abundance, to fruitful hands. So for that, we look multiple people, various minds, various thoughts to come with us and connect with us and join our mission. Instead of we not, personally, I do not feel for pitching concept.
So you've not pitched to investors?
No, I have not pitched.
Okay, amazing.
I have
All
not
right.
pitched.
And you are sustainable as a business?
Yes. As of now, we are sustainable. We have not pitched. Yes, initially during our research years, we have seen many ups and downs where we stick to our motto. Because if we want to spread sustainability, we should at least be sustainable with ourselves. So that's my point of view with sustainability. Otherwise, with funding, I'm not gender biased. As long as, like in yesterday's discussion, it was said that climate projects get less funding because of their slow processing. So they are slow in showing results. But that should not be the criteria. One should see the motto and the impact behind it and the purpose behind it for providing any funding. If you are able to fund someone with a great initiative, you should do that. Instead of looking whether it's a climate take, इसका result धीमे आएगा, इसका पहले मिल जाएगा, तो we can bind it and show it कि देखो हमने ये result वाला project को fund किया था. Instead of that, if you go for the ideas and the impact that project will bring, that is more important. If you are in funding business, or if you are providing venture fundings, or whatever pitching fund it is.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for that. I mean, it would be very interesting if we get some investors insight, if we have anybody there, any investors in the house, any people who are part of, yes.
Can I add to that?
Yes, yes, please.
Oh, sorry, like I just wanted to add my perspective in that matter. It's not about only money. It's about complete support. When you come, matlab, you have your own society, chain, but sometimes the people don't have the support, yeah, how to go forward. So like that kind of time, uh, that is the thing. Sometimes we want some support, some kind of channels. There, that kind of pitching, it will make you also. That is a point, is it? Yes. Yes. Matlab, along with the investors, there are so many investors. They will come in the hand with along with the investment. There is some other support, some other channels of marketing. Matlab, it's my point of view, which I am getting that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hmm. Huh. No, I totally agree. That's why I told it, along with the funding, the connections also matter. Sometimes pitching, it mattered about the connections.
Right. So that's an interesting, the actual round table, yes. So I can probably, coin it in such a way. What probably ma'am is suggesting is also maybe revenue. Most of the times, founders are so engrossed in the ideas, they are so passionate about it that they don't really think of revenue or a proper business model. So maybe that's another way of probably, putting it out, that it's important to focus on creating revenue as well, so as to sustain yourself on the basis of your product, on the basis of your idea, rather than only funds. Maybe that's one of the aspects we can put.
Close now.
You
They're
too.
not working. So that's not the main objective of funding a project. Like you take a fund, then you run for 2 or 3 years, then you close it down.
See, to each his own, I would say, because there are all kind of entrepreneurs. But thank you so much for sharing your thought. And this is exactly what we are looking for in a roundtable, to spark off conversations between tables. So that was amazing. That was wonderful. I think I'm doing a good job. Uh, Now I'm going to move to the next segment, where I would like to explore topics that are closer to a founder's life. So again, I'll give you 2 minutes to frame your thoughts, and I'll table another topic. This is more close to a founder's life, right? So consider your biggest competitor just copied your core feature. What are your next steps? I'll give you 30 seconds to probably frame your thoughts, and then jump into the conversation. Yes, founders. जिस पे इतने टाइम काम किया था, main idea competitor has got to the market and is doing amazing. What are your next steps? What will you do? We would have faced this, right? Sometimes. Yes, sir, please. Request you to please introduce yourself in a sentence as well. That would be great for everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Dr. Swami. I am CEO and founder director of Crop Domain Private Limited. So what we are doing is we are using agricultural waste as a base, and we are converting that agricultural waste into climate smart precision agri inputs. So this is in brief about me. So regarding your questions, if the competitor is copying or stealing your information, and what you will do? So I will do overtake the competitor, or I will go with the competitor.
That's very, very interesting. So join hands and collaborate, right? Okay, great thought. Anyone else? We've just got the ball rolling. Come on. I'm sure this is something which people would have faced or at least thought of? The worst nightmares, right?
Yeah, so for the competitors, I would like to share my own experience. In earlier days, I used to do the white labeling for the big brands and many more. So during that time, what happens whenever our designs comes in the market, it in a 1 week or something, it gets a replicate about the garment basically. सो आई गेट टेंस कि अरे ओ माय गॉड अजीत अभी तो हमने इतना ही बनाया और माल कॉपी हो गया है सो मतलब रिपीटेशन इज द चैलेंज एट दैट टाइम सो वन ऑफ माय द जो मतलब ओनर थे उन्होंने बोला भाविनी बहन फॉरगेट अबाउट द जो कॉपी कर रहे हैं उनको करने दो लेकिन द इम्पोर्टेंट इज कि आप ऐसे बना रहे हो कि लोग आपकी कॉपी कर रहे हैं so that take the pride कि you can create they are the duplicators so forget about things ये दरिया है जितना डुबकी मारना है मारो आप करो आपको जो करना है हम करेंगे जो हमें करना है and do it so like that helped me change my mindset and it helped me a lot so after that we are not worrying about any competitors or I don't think in they are competitors हम बताते हैं कि हम तो एक ही रास्ते पे चलने वाले हमरा ही है करके
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. So you saying that? Forget about it. I'll do my thing. I don't care. मैं अपना करूँगी बस. Okay, brilliant, confident.
Hi,
Okay,
everybody.
yes.
Good morning. This is Anshu. I am representing Zito Incubation and Innovation Foundation. We are an incubation center in the Angel Network. Though I am not a founder, but I think I meet or I at least get to communicate with 50 plus or 100 plus founders in a day, to be honest. I tell you, on the LinkedIn, on the mails, on the WhatsApp, everywhere. So I think we really undervalue the word called contributor. What we focus is the competitor. So I think in this ecosystem which is evolving every day, we should focus more that we are not the competitors, we are the contributors towards something. And that brings more better user experience, more better quality, more better ways of interaction, and more better ways to deliver the services to the people, to the laymen, to the users in the ecosystem. So I think founders forget in that crowd that they need to deliver the quality, and they are not here to match the benchmarks of their competitors or of their I would say the contributors, right? So I think if you know that how you bring the user experience better, how you bring your quality better on the table, I think you are way ahead than what anyone is doing in the ecosystem. So I wish everybody all the best and keep doing a great work and bring the quality on the table. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Anshu. Thank you so much. That was a brilliant thought that sometimes the competition actually gives you more validation and gives you the strength to make a better product, a better service. So amazing thoughts. Thank you so much. And I'm loving the energy of the room now. I'll move to the next topic on same grounds. So here it is. Choose. Perfect your product for 6 more months or launch imperfectly and capture the market. What do you guys think? Mic, please. Yeah.
I'll go for second one because until and unless...
Okay, I would like you to just introduce yourself
Okay.
for the betterment of everyone. Just in a sentence, please.
Okay, so I'm Stuti. I'm not a founder yet, but I'm absorbing all the founder qualities in the room. So actually, I'll choose the second one because if you launch imperfectly, you'll know what to improve. Otherwise, you'll just test and try. But of course, your product need to be midway there, which is required at the market. So that but if you launch and then chase what market is looking for, it's the better option. I mean, you'll build your product more effectively in next 6 months than otherwise.
Amazing. So, fail faster and get better. Great, great approach. Anyone else who wants to share? Yes, please.
So I think the conundrum in the question is that even after 6 months, your product will still be imperfect. It won't be Perfect. So now, so you'll just have to choose between two different versions of imperfectness. And then if you wait for 6 months, right, then the previous scenario might happen that your competitor will steal your idea and launch. So it's, but then are we only talking of 6 months though? Because that's very, very enticing.
I mean, yeah.
Are we just talking about 6 months? Okay. So no, no. I think um, how to put this? It just depends on. It can
See,
also
6 months
depends
is a
on.
notional figure.
6 months
I
is a
know
notional figure.
founders
You don't
who've
need.
perfected their product for years and have not launched. So,
Yeah. Yes. So on that note, maybe 2 months, which is what we are gonna do. So.
okay. Okay, nice. Yes.
Uh, Hello, my name is Rohit. I'm here. Hi. My
Yes,
name is
Rohit.
Rohit, and I think stealing the competitor's idea, like India does not have lack of any ideas. I think it's the consistency with which we build ideas. So I think it also depends on how imperfect the product is. If it's at the initial stage, of course, you should do the background work. But if it's somewhat trialable, then we should definitely launch it because most time the product emerges. Like we understand the market response to our products. We get more insight. We prototype. We reiterate. So I think uh, whatever you are planning for your organization, for brand, for your product, it is not going to work for sure, but something else is going to work, something else will going to be emerging out of it, and that will maybe make our product much richer. So I would say that launching always makes more sense because you will get user responses early.
All right. So good enough is better than perfect, and MVP, and go ahead with it. Right. So we have two more voices here. You can go first, and then ma'am. Yes.
According to me, that's why we will have a pilot scale testing.
Please do introduce yourself for everyone in the room.
Okay, myself Soumya from Ecoplasma. Like I building a technology. So as everyone mentioned, without perfection, matlab, I don't tell perfection will occur after launching also. Matlab, after perfect also, there is always improvise. Otherwise, why iPhone 17 came from the iPhone? So there is the always improvement is there. But you know the basic, the development, you know, as a developer, you know, the one whoever product development things, they know what should be the up to the mark. So if, and there are different stage as MVP, pilot testing, there are different stage. So you know how whether it will be go to the market and not. And second thing about the competitor, see if any competitor is there, you know what is a USP of yours. There is a when I come to the market, I know there is a US based company who is like going to be our challenging partner. So now they're approaching us for our technology. See, you improvise that much and you make the testing with the known people, the pilot testing. So it's not about a complete perfectionist, at least it up to the your reach of perfection before giving to the customer, because trust is everything. One trust broken when we given to imperfect device or technology, trust is broken. If next time we will come with a wow technology also, they will don't trust us. It's my point of view.
Amazing, amazing. Yes.
Hello, so it's me again. Bharat has always been the land of innovators and entrepreneurs. तो हमारे देश में इंटेलिजेंस और ब्रेन्स की कभी से भी कमी नहीं रही. If we look back to our ancient roots, we at Vedic Surgeon did our research on for at least 8 to 10 years before registering our startup. Our motto was कि हम ये देखें कि हमारी जो टेक्नोलॉजी है जो हमने रिसर्च की है वो किस फील्ड में क्या कर सकती है. So we did pilot projects, test projects with each industry in agriculture sector, with paper and pulp industries, with chemical industries, NTPC and all. हमने सबके साथ अपने projects किए, अपने observations को note किया, हमने उनके requirements को understand किया, and after that we registered a startup and launched our technology. So improvising, it's a continuous process. आप कभी ये नहीं कह सकते कि हमारा product अब perfect हो गया है. It keeps changing. Next moment it will change, the requirements will change. With such an advanced technological environment everywhere, things changes rapidly. So it's just a personal point of view when one wants to launch, before research, in between research, or after some research, where we have a solid ground to present our technology. For that, we have to ready for competition as well. We have to understand what the competitors are doing in that particular area. That's all we need to sustain in the environment.
Great. So we've got different voices. I think mostly, but the room said that you must not chase perfection per se and get to a good enough product and launch. But at the same time, we had voices who said research is very, very important. So very interesting takes. Again, now I'm going to move to the next topic. And this is close to founders, I think. How would you handle a key team member leaving just before a fundraise? Very touching. Because a founding member, the close members are as good as marriage partners, so I mean, it's as deep as that. So yes, please.
Does the team member know that we are nearing fundraise?
Of course.
That's a good question.
Today is Valentine's, we can open up. Yes. Okay, that was just a hi. Okay, I thought it was a hand raise. Yes, founders, what do you think? How will you handle something like that? I hope it doesn't happen or it hasn't happened to you, but what if such a situation comes up? Yes, Rohit.
Hi, my name is Rohit. I run a couple of organizations. One is Avaz Leadership Lab, which is sort of like a social incubation. Basically, I feel I've been in this situation earlier, and I think it's very sad when a team member is leaving. You can't. It feels, especially when you are building your organization, it feels worse than a breakup sometime also. But at the same time, I think eventually whatever you do, founder becomes a face also, especially in fundraising strategy. So however you delegate your power of senior program member or CEO or other operational officer, eventually you are the one who will get the funds. And earlier when I was not a founder, I used to criticize organization why they are not building second line leadership. But when, like, even though I'm trying to build second line leadership in my organization, eventually people do bypass them and reach out to you because you are the face, you are the trust factor in that organization. People are mostly funding based on your trust in the market. So I think regardless of the member, we also have to understand that you are the one who is building this idea, and you also need to always get, like, this is also an opportunity for young other members to come up with you to understand how I might be pitching, so there are more people who understand how pitching is done. So I think it's also an opportunity for the other members to learn from them. Thank you.
Very interesting take. Anyone else who wants to share? Yes, Tapan, please.
So I'll just go on a hypothetical here because I haven't yet faced it. So I don't know. The only key member that I think would affect right now leaving would be the co-founder, who I guess she pitched yesterday. So I think it's going to be hard, but my first attempt would be to try to understand the situation, see if there's any way that they would not leave that close to the fundraise, because the fundraise itself might get impacted if they do leave. You never know if it will go through or not, because that it also depends on the team member. Now, there are two ways to go about it. One is it could be a personal situation where they cannot work at a startup anymore, and then they have their own responsibilities. It's just too much. So you'll have to be understanding a bit. But then if they're going to a competitor, right?
You will be understanding.
It's
eventually, fundraise.
Eventually, you'll submit yourself to, you'll resign yourself to the understanding, I guess, or not. We don't know. But I guess if it's going to a competitor, if they're leaving for a competitor, if there's something like that, right? Then you move on. Then you fight, I guess.
How would you fight?
Yes, I think then we'll find the person that they hate the most and then hire them in your company.
Amazing.
I
Okay,
think,
that's.
you know,
I like that. Okay.
let's torch the relationship. Let's fight tooth and nail, and let's make the fundraise happen. Let's raise more than what could have happened with them.
Let's raise hell and fundraise.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's a mission. We're all here sustainability companies. The mission is primary. Most of us, I believe, are more talented. We could have a lot of us could have earned a lot in other domains, but then we've decided to commit to sustainability because we believe in greater good. But then and then if you're not being good to me in that way, then yeah, then it's going to be hell. Yeah.
Great. I like that. All right. Okay. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Yes. Other voices in the room. Anyone else who wants to share? I'm sure a lot of dynamic interaction happens with co-founders, between co-founders. Anyone who would like to share more? Yes, please. New voice. I love that.
Ma'am, this is Shikhar. I am just a student. Actually, it is not about the funding. We are taking part in the hackathon. So our team has a member that just leave just before the hackathon.
Okay, this is close, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
amazing. Please share.
तो मैम उस दिन क्या हुआ, हमारी पूरी टीम कोलैप्स कर गई क्योंकि हम लोगों के पास वो की मेंबर था, वही पूरी टैक हमारी हैंडल कर रहा था उस समय। तो हमारी पूरी टीम कोलैप्स कर गई और हम हैकाथॉन में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाए। फ्रॉम देयर आई लर्न कि हम लोगों को एक पे नहीं कई लोगों पे फोकस करना चाहिए। फ्रॉम देयर आई लर्न मैनी थिंग्स एंड नाउ आई एम इन द आइडियाथॉन, माई टीम इज देयर behind me and we are here to just represent myself.
Amazing, amazing. So you built another team, huh?
Yes,
You took
yes, ma'am.
charge.
Yes.
Amazing. That's amazing, Shikhar. Welcome and all the very best. And thank you for sharing this.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
All right. So on that note, I will move on to a little bit visionary stance. Let's future gaze and dial up on the big creative thinking with the next set of questions. So first one, to all the founders, pitch a mandatory policy for all the corporations in India by 2030. You'll have to use all your big creative thinking. How do you want, we all want to change the world. Let's start, at least in this room. I'll repeat, what's the one big mandatory policy that we would like to have for all corporations in India by 2030? Yeah, please. Mike, please. Yes.
So I know I'm preaching to the choir when I say this, but it's something that should be obviously like implemented. In India, I don't see a lot of women taking leadership roles. So this is something I think will bring in that necessary diversity. I've always noticed that like there is a very namesake role given to women in organizations. It's fortunately the one that I work with has placed women in leadership roles. But I think what needs to, like, corporations need to set an example, and that mandatory policy will actually make the organization much more, I don't know, diverse, inclusive, and well-rounded. Like, it will give in a diversity of viewpoints. There are many studies done on how women bring in viewpoints that men don't think of, And this whole echo chamber that we've built, it becomes very suffocating, because like, you know, you end up, there's so many initiatives for women to participate, but you will find that a lot of places, men take the leadership in deciding how that is implemented. So that, I think, needs to change.
Thank you so much. And that's Sankalp for Awaz, from Awaz. Thank you so much. I think this deserves a round of applause. And coming from a man, it makes it. Amazing, amazing. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So thank you for sharing that. And you know, in one of the panels yesterday also, we were talking about this, that you know, in decision making and implementation of so many schemes and community building stuff, we don't even include women who are the actual bearers of that final scheme or that last mile implementation. So it's very, very important to have women in decision making and implementation both. And I really second that. Thanks for bringing that thought on the table. Thank you so much. So this is one important policy, mandatory policy that we must have in the country. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Yes, please.
This Soumya again.
Yes, Soumya, please.
So I saw many startups, yeah, many companies whenever seeing and I was observing, for the sake of, getting into the women-led kind of benefits, they registered in the name of wife, yeah, daughter, yeah, friend, whatever it may be. But actually the person is working and getting benefit is different. So there is a mandatory, according to me, there is a mandatory rules or regulation for that policy. If lady, see, here so many people who are working and you're struggling to build something good. So like that people get a benefit instead of the people who is like getting for the sake of name. There is like, I don't know why like a proper verification, yeah, policy should be come for this registration purpose where the actually woman is working, actually woman is involved in the business, not for the sake of the paper.
Brilliant, brilliant. A beautiful thought that उस policy में भी caveats होने चाहिए, checks and balances होने चाहिए, so that the person who's actually working gets the benefit. Not the women should not be just placeholder positions पे, right? So lovely. Yes, Renu.
I just want to add to that in our own way, when we are releasing funds or to the startups, we have two conditions. One is that, of course, there has to be a woman founder or co-founder, but we also look at the cap table, that what is the amount of equity she's holding. And we have noticed more often than not that sometimes she is on the cap table and has 99%, but she is not actively involved. So the next thing that we see is leadership. She should be in a leadership role and actively participating as a co-founder. So we're trying to take that to the next level where, we are actually seeing that this is done right. So, Soumya, I think there is some, in larger organizations that can happen, but at our level, we are doing it.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ritu Mathur. I would just beg to differ because I have been in the government, I have been in governance, and the policies don't work. Let me be very honest. Sorry for that honesty here.
So my question doesn't hold.
This ticking the box doesn't work. We have been doing it. We have diversity. We have women on the board. We have, but we need to sensitize the corporates. It has to work backwards now. We have to go back to the corporates. I mean, small and big, everybody, because mandate is only for the listed. But then we have to do it at mass, right? So we have to go back and sensitize and tell them, maybe we do work. I mean, I don't know the process, what we should follow, but I'm just saying that it is both ways. The policy doesn't help anywhere. It is just ticking the box, and the corporations know how to tick the box. I have been there on both sides of the table. So I know when we have to tick the box, what we do, and when you have to put a mandate or something. But another thing that I want to add is, again, what a policy that has to be put in by government is an mandatory ethics committee in all corporates. Amazing. That is missing. That is missing. We do not have ethics committee. It is, by choice that some organizations, yes, the Tatas and the Birlas do have it, but not everyone. We need it very, very desperately today. That's it. Thank you.
And I think that would take care of the other aspects.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with what she said. I think yesterday even I did tell that policies are something which can be prepared in the next 15 minutes. It's just a piece of paper unless and until you implement it. So we do have this diversity inclusion policies across many companies, because when you work with this European funding agencies or any MFIs, DFIs, this becomes almost a part of the governance process that you need to have those policies. But on ground implementation is something which is challenging, and you may be having a policy, but that kind of a composition of the boards, or let's say even at the ground level, the number of employees, the diversity index and everything is something which is missing. So I truly agree with what she said. Policy is something which can be made overnight, but having something from the government mandate uh, I do see that can be one of the ways by which this diversity thing can be improved. But in my opinion, I think the government, from the government, any policies in the same lines will also be something which I don't see it will be in any time in the next coming few years at least, because it is something which I don't think the government will basically step into that. I think this will basically part of the corporates to take a lead in this, because I do agree, because in the limited kind of ecosystem that I have seen, so women do edge in many things. While you are stuck into something, there has several such instances where the idea to basically come out of this has come from women. And so I do believe in board, at least at the CXO level, in the board, you should have considerable representations of women. And that is something I don't see that is something which can be developed using a piece of paper of policy, or something which through the central or the state government. I think the corporates, the investors, I think to the certain extent has to take that leap and has to implement those things uh, by tooth and nail. I think that is something which needs to be implemented, has to be implemented, and I don't see the government can basically come and mandate something on this. It's the role and responsibility of the corporates.
All right, great, thank you. We were just trying to do some wishful thinking. I do understand, and thank you so much for sharing, both of you sharing your thoughts. But anyone else who wants to do some wishful thinking? Yes.
Hi, so I'm one of the co-founders. I'm just visiting here for the first time. I come from a corporate. I myself have been working in the corporate for 15 years, and I very well get what people are talking about, like policies. But one thing, being myself in the corporate world for 15 years, I feel like I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things that I can work upon apart from my day-to-day work. But I feel somehow like women in India, to to be thinking about those areas, they really need a lot of support back home. I'll give you an example. My spouse is working as well, but when it comes to managing the family, managing the kid, like I really prepare a calendar where he works from home, I work from office, where I have to like tell him, message him that oh, he has his class, oh, this is coming, the maid would come at this time, please ask her to do this and that. So there are a lot of things that goes on, and sometimes, a lot of times I feel because of this burden which I have to take of family as well as work, doesn't gives me that flexibility to think beyond. I have a lot of ideas, but I know like if I have to implement those, I mean, there is a lot that I need to be relieved back home so that I can work upon it. So I think policies can be made. I mean, people have shared that, but I feel I see a lot of men sitting here. So I would say like start supporting your spouse, start supporting your. I mean, have that. People say like if I go to office, they say, oh, you have 4 maids. I mean, what work do you have? But all the planning that I do, it really drains me. So I think you need to have support at home, a very well support. I mean, in India, we don't, I mean, we talk about equality. I don't see at workplace, I don't see at home. So I'm just sharing my experience. We are talking about policies, we are talking about how we can implement, but I think we are not talking what happens at the ground. So I think this has to be addressed, and it will take a lot of time. I mean, how the men are raised, or how, I mean, just about if I talk about my family, how my brother is raised, or how my spouse is raised, there is a difference that I'm raising my son now. So I think we have
That's
to
a
work
step.
towards it.
That's the first step, I would say. And this is
Yes.
exactly, I think, what Dhiman and ma'am was
Mhm.
sharing, that we can write policies and we can, do a lot of talking, but at the on-ground level, at the implementation level, what we face is another story. But I think, yes, at a very personal and individual level,
Yes. Yeah.
starting from your own son, how we
Yeah.
parent them, that's something that we can individually do. So that, I mean, hats off to you. And I completely relate to the rant.
I think
Absolutely.
every woman in this room would do.
Yeah, so we've all faced this. There's something
Yeah.
known as, this emotional burden additionally that we carry, and it's
Yes.
so many times invisible. It's
Yeah.
so ingrained in us many times from childhood itself that this is something that we have to take care of additionally. And yes, the burden is heavy sometimes, and it's difficult as a woman entrepreneur. It is a fairly difficult road that we had to tread. And I mean, hats off to you that you are doing it, you're still chasing your dreams. And I wish that there is change in the mindset of the men around us. That is what I would say. And I'm happy that we have so many men in this room today. Because mostly when we come to a women's conclave, or there is the term women entrepreneurship or women empowerment, the thought among most men is to switch off. So I'm really happy for having at least I can see 40% of the room is men. And that is very, very encouraging for me. And yes, we need to clap for these men.
Yes. Definitely.
So because the journey is going to be together. So thank you so much. On that note, I will move on to the next topic. What will your company look like in 10 years if you are wildly successful? Let's see all the things that you need, you have, everything is going for you. So we were talking about visionary questions, right? So founders, the house is open. And yes, I know this will take 30, 40 seconds for you to think through. Yeah. Yes, Anjali, please.
Good morning, everyone. I strongly believe in butterfly effect. Butterfly एक आ जाता है तो 100 बन जाते हैं. So I am working in the niche of unpolluting the world in the sense of clearing air pollutants, living into clean air. So I know that once a butterfly flies in a clean air, then everybody would like to be in clean air, and then I will be relaxing, enjoying the butterflies flying around, growing the business at a very cool, great rate, and over delivering people and seeing happy people around, not with the business, but with the passion of living in clean atmosphere. Thank you.
And how would your company look like? ये तो आपने अपने around का vision बताया, but how do you see you and your company in the next 10 years?
Yes, a company will be a good building with clean air, and it will not be a huge campus, but a small campus and many, many replicas of the same campus around the world.
Beautiful, beautiful, Anjali. What a vision. Yes, more founders. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good morning. It's 11 o'clock, so sorry to come late. And I'm not the founder. I'm representing Minushri Madhumita, Thinkro Innovative Solutions Private Limited. I'm the CEO of company. And this one is the second I think presentation I'm preparing. You can say like my goal is to replace my place with other women entrepreneur. I'll train her. I'll tell her to conquer the world after, yeah, after 10 years. This one is my goal.
Amazing,
Yeah, thank you
amazing.
so much. Thank you.
So, a women leader here itself. Creating more women leaders. That's the vision. Amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Lovely. Any more voices on this? Your vision, yes.
Since we are working in climate smart precision agriculture, so if not agriculture and microbes, what else? If not us, who? If not now, when? So we have seen so many green revolutions. After 10 years, so I want to do a brown revolution in country. So working on soil, rebuilding the soil, Indian soils.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Would you want to elaborate more? What do you mean by the
Yeah.
brown?
See, we have seen so many revolutions, starting from the green revolution, white revolution, blue revolution, blue revolution, yellow revolution, like that. So the brown revolution is primarily the core philosophy is use of less chemicals on the soil and grow the crops with fewer or the no chemicals and keep chemicals away from our food. So that is the philosophy of brown revolution.
Amazing. That's beautiful. We all want that. We all want more of that. And all the best for that vision to come true. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Rohit. Yeah, behind.
Hi. So my for-profit basically is trying to reimagine legal education in India and build better lawyers. So one of the imagination I have is how the future of lawyering includes more empathy and more perspective on different identities on in lawyers, which also means that India has solved under trial issues in 10 years. That's my imagination. Most of the lawyers are also climate sensitive, and our entire consciousness, which is focused on consuming everything, which includes our own difficult emotions to everything which Earth gives. And eco consciousness is at the center. So that's my imagination for law. So the lawyers are also building interconnectedness regime, and they can build a effective role of bridges to improve access to justice in the country. Thank you.
Beautiful vision, but a lot of work. Yes.
Hello, everyone. A very good morning. So, I have very recently started my journey. That's Parijat. So, it's a non-for-profit organization. So, being a founder, I am not focusing on making money, but I want to ensure that everyone in this world has a knowledge about climate action and what it actually go through to take these initiative. Being a youth, I have been hearing from all of the way that why you left your job, why you started this journey. So just a quick reminder to everyone, maybe a youth or not, if you have something in mind and you really want to see that change, it needs a small courage to actually make that. Everything will fall in place. So don't wait for money to come in, but start working towards the dream that you have always been working on. So you asked the question that how I want to see my Parijat growing or the organization growing. So Parijat itself means to spread fragrance even if you fall down from a tree. That's a tree. So it's a very beautiful tree and there is a beautiful story. If you talk about in terms of the passion, I have actually formed it. So I want to see that each fragrance reaching to each children and a youth knowing about why they are taking care of the climate. It's not because they have to do it, it's because it's necessary and it's something that needs to be grown. So that's how I see Parijat, everyone talking about climate action and not why I am doing those particular job. So all the best to
Beautiful.
all the youth.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I think one thing I'm observing across the room, across everyone is here to make a difference. I think none of us actually spoke about raising huge funds or making huge money. So I love that the core, the soul of us starting out is the empathy, is the love for Earth, for making a difference, for action in climate, right? So this is great. Anyone else who wants to share their vision? If you're wildly successful in the next 10 years, how do you see your company? Yes. Mike, please.
See, as I've told earlier, I am from Vedic Srijan. As the name suggests, we are doing our research on Vedic sciences. So, India, or Bharat as we say, is the most oldest and continuous living civilization. So, we must learn the science of sustainability from our roots as only. Why look for anything else? So, in the coming next 10 years, I would like to see Vedic science as the most important solution implemented and accepted globally. That's my vision.
Amazing
Thank you.
vision. Yes, Renu, you'd like to share something.
If is there anyone else who wants to share? Otherwise, I have one last thought on this.
Okay, we've got Soumya. Yes, Soumya, please go ahead.
Actually, before Ecoplasma, I started Hearties. Hearties means heart. So our tagline is love in every quality. And my motive when I started, it is like quality from the food. You know, food is medicine. Medicine is not the food. But nowadays, people are taking medicine as a food instead of taking food as a medicine. So my vision started from there. And Ecoplasma is also related to like growing the healthy food. And also food industry, as I was telling, cleaning and everything, reducing the chemical usages instead of water, we can go for with the water. So after 10 years, I would like to have people more food than the medicine.
Amazing. Okay. Amazing. I don't know what the big pharma is going to do about that. Yes, please.
So my name is Himani. I am from Dharti Warriors Foundation. Our foundation is work in waste management project under CSR. So in our foundation, we have like 80% of women's employees. Even our visual is like we want women in decision making or like in waste management. Women are not comfortable to visit sites, but we want in our foundation who are comfortable to visit sites in a visual part. So that is my vision.
Very nice. Very, very interesting and great work. You're doing some very interesting work. Yes, anyone else? Or Renu, we'd love your concluding thoughts.
So I really need to stand up for this and say that in the next 10 years or 20 years, I want all of you to be like extremely successful so that conferences like Unpollute become redundant. Climate is part of our lives. We live a sustainable life. We are meeting because we want to have fun. And we've solved for the earth, we've solved for ourselves, we are eating healthy food, we are not taking medicines, we've got the technology solved, and we are producing energy in a certain way. There is no requirement of pollution towers in Delhi anymore. So all of your work is successful, and we will not have the conference anymore.
Thank you, Renu, for sharing that. And yes, I mean, a resounding, successful, years to come for all of us. And yes, make us redundant. Just like ma'am was sharing, that I would like to make my future leaders. So this is amazing. I am loving the energy, I'm loving the thoughts, and we've really got it going. So the next interesting topic that I want to share, again, a visionary idea, or the visionary thinking element is what you have to initiate here. What is an unsexy pollution problem everyone is ignoring today? Something that we just put under the carpet, but it's important. As per you. Yes, Rohit, please.
I think like our cities are designed by people who have cars for people who have cars. So I think one of the things which we have accepted as a fact is how car or like individual vehicle has become a status symbol, and how we don't think about public transport as a norm. And we have just accepted that as a fact. Like even in Delhi air pollution, we keep on blaming farmers, but transportation industry contributes maximum to the pollution, air pollution. And the reason we are not talking about it is because most of the people who decides for the larger population is also population who are dependent on cars or individual, and that's a guilt which we don't want to admit or accept because we are using a car for one person. But if a city has a better public transport infrastructure, we are not asking the right questions. How metro is also becoming unaffordable for people, right? So I think we need to have like for me, any city which is good and sustainable also have a good public transportation system. That's something which no one wants to admit because we are the people who have cars. Thank you.
Very interesting. Good point. Yes.
So we talk about sustainable future, but we are also developing a lot of AI upcoming, right? And that is something which is consuming most of the water and energy. So I think that is something we are really ignoring, because just to give an example of plastic, when plastic came into the existence, that was something that we were actually looking forward to. Because most of the issues that we had, it resolved using a plastic itself. But now we are actually talking about the issues that we are creating from using the single use plastic itself. So that could also be similar case when we are talking about AI. I think most of us are using chat gpt. In my organization, I try and tell most of my people to please use Google rather than directly switching to chat gpt before. So it's important, even if we are working on AI technologies, sorry for all the co-founders who are working on same, please start consuming maybe the reused water that we have, or the treated water, or the sustainable electricity, or the renewable energy. That is something we should look forward to, and it has been ignored really.
So I would just say, like, one of the elements there is the data centers that are coming up.
Absolutely, yeah.
For supporting all the random questions we are typing into ChatGPT. So yes, Anjali, thank you for sharing that. Shubhi.
Shubhi, you Shubhi. Acha, Ji, namaste. One thing I want to tell everyone that being a chemistry person, the utmost green principle is nature is a great creator. सबसे बड़ा वही है. नेचर जो भी क्रिएट करता है उसका वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट खुद ही करता है. चाहे झाड़े बने हो, चाहे हम हो, चाहे और कोई क्रीचर हो. तो हम जब क्रिएटर बन जाते हैं तब अपना वेस्ट हम मैनेज नहीं करते, तो हम तो निसर्ग के पुत्र हैं, तो ये गड़बड़ी कहाँ हुई? So unless and until we have a mindset, when I have created something, some waste is generated, and it's my responsibility to clear off that waste. Let it be air, water or soil. मैंने खाना खाया है, प्लेट मैंने साफ करना है. मैंने पानी पिया है, ग्लास मैंने धोना है, चाय का कप मैंने धोना है. And not the tissues by killing the plants, but छोटा सा हैंड की मेरे साथ है, मैं यूज़ करूँगी और अपने आप से धो के साफ करके रख दूँगी. ये जो पुराने लोगों का प्रिंसिपल था, that was sustainable, and that is why we are sustained till now. And what we are doing is we are spoiling all the sustainability habits. So जब तक अपना mindset set नहीं होता, तो मेरे ख्याल है कि इसी बात पे हम overlook कर रहे हैं. That is the utmost thing which we have to bother. The whole mankind has to think and rethink about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes.
I would like to add on to that, ma'am. I think the biggest problem is humans only, because we look for the temporary solution to every problem. Like air pollution हो गया तो cloud seeding कर दो, artificial rain कर दो, या water sprinkle कर दो.
जल्दी से चाहिए सब कुछ.
Temporary problem है. इसका कोई long term solution नहीं है. Water body गंदा हो गया, ठीक है, ऊपर से excavate कर दो, या नहीं तो पूरा dry कर दो, फिर से refill कर दो. Is that the permanent solution? So instead of looking for temporary ones, we should go for a permanent solution. They may take some time to show results, but they are the most sustainable ones. So that's my point of view. We should change ourselves and our thinking methods and implementing solutions which we are thinking is like every year Delhi is doing that water sprinkle कर दो December या winters time पे हर बार ये problem आ रहा है cloud seeding कर दो artificial rain कर दो वो problem हर बार बढ़ता ही जाता है. That's no change in that. So instead for looking for temporary solutions, we should go for permanent and long-term solutions.
Thank you for sharing that. And we were talking about behavior and behavioral change as well, right, earlier on. Yes.
Hi, Chanchal
Yes.
this side from Dharti Warriors. So my take on this statement is like the most unsexy problem right now is civic sense, to be honest.
Amazing. Okay.
Because what I think as a young person, like we should normalize civic sense everywhere. लाइक अभी आप अगर देखें तो इतनी रील्स वायरल हो रही हैं कि लोग पहाड़ों पे जाके इतना कचरा कर रहे हैं और एक्वेटिक जो रिसाइकलिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं वो भी काफ़ी शुरू हैं उसी वजह से क्योंकि प्लास्टिक इतना हो गया हर जगह तो वो प्लास्टिक हमने ही प्रोड्यूस किया है कोई ऐसे ही चलता फेंक के चला गया है तो आई थिंक कि मे बी वी शुड नॉर्मलाइज सिविक सेंस मोर और रही सस्टेनेबिलिटी रिलेटेड तो हम अभी कुछ टाइम पहले एक इवेंट में गए थे आई वॉन्ट ओपन अप अबाउट दैट तो उस इवेंट में एक पर्सन का टेक था कि हम बाहर से पेट बॉटल्स इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे रिसाइक्लेबल ग्रीन प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने के लिए सो इंडिया में जब इतना है लेकिन वो रिसाइकल नहीं हो रहा है क्योंकि लोगों को सेग्रीगेशन का नहीं पता है कि आप सेग्रीगेट करें या उसमें से रिसाइक्लेबल कौन सा है नॉन रिसाइक्लेबल कौन सा है तो आई थिंक वो भी थोड़ा सा अवेयरनेस जगाने की ज़रूरत है लोगों में एंड जो उन्होंने बोला था वो पॉइंट हमें हिट किया था कि इंडिया में जब इतना बड़ा दिक्कत है पोल्यूशन की मेनली प्लास्टिक बॉटल्स एंड रिलेटेड तो हम उसी चीज़ को यूज़ क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं और उनका ये भी कहना था कि लाइक जो हम सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं वो कॉस्टली है तो यहाँ के लोग खरीद नहीं रहे हैं वो चीप ऑप्शंस उसको कर रहे हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं मनी भी आ जाता है कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी की हम बात कर रहे हैं लेकिन जो सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो कॉस्टली भी हैं तो जो पब्लिक है वो उस चीज़ को अवॉइड कर रही है कि इतना महंगा मिल रहा है तो इसके बजाय मैं ये सस्ता वाला ले लूँ मेरा काम तो चल ही रहा है तो वो चीज़ है इसमें तो आई थिंक कुछ हैं चीज़ें जिन पे काम करने की ज़रूरत है जो अभी के लिए जो सबसे बड़ी है वो सिविक सेंस पे काम करने की ज़रूरत है तो लेट्स ट्राई टू मेक सिविक सेंस मोर नॉर्मलाइज्ड
Amazing. I think that's a need of the hour.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So we can start with Tapan and then we'll come to this table.
I don't have a lot. It's just so
Please take your time. We have the time and this is what we are here for. So we would love.
So the question was, what is one pollution that we are all brushing off? Is that we are not? That's
one
one
problem.
unsexy.
Yeah, one problem that we are unseeing. We are totally ignoring it, but it's very much there. It's right in our faces, but we are,
Okay. Okay.
because it's not glamorous, we are not really paying attention.
I think this is very interesting. So I think the one pollution, one problem that is that we are all not just ignoring, but probably a lot of us relish in it is hatred. I think that's pollution of mind, and I cannot wrap my head around so many of us enjoying it so much and being so blatant in expressing it. So yeah, that's some, and how do I put this? And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't think behavioral changes is the solution for the problems. I think there are some of hatred essentially would be the mind killer, and apparently a lot of us enjoy it. So I would call it hatred pollution. Yeah.
So the pollution of the mind. Wow. A beautiful thought, a beautiful thought. But you say that that's not connected to behavioral change. Huh? It is. We are all here tackling very difficult problems. So yeah. Yes. So, so we'll come after ma'am to you. Yes. Please.
So ma'am, whatever we are discussing about that one problem, which is, we know like everyone is trying to just ignore it because of one point, that is our comfort and convenience. That's the only issue. We have to change our mindset with time. Of course, we are acquainted with such certain kind of comfort, luxury, or maybe the convenience. So that's the one thing we need to, the two solution to it is accountability and responsibility. So as much as we can take the accountability and responsibility of, solving the problem of pollution is to compromise our comfort and convenience. I mean, this is the background or a philosophy behind every problem we are facing related to pollution.
Very interesting, very interesting. Can you please also share a little bit your name and just introduce
Sorry,
yourself?
ma'am, I'm Smriti Mohanty from Odisha. I am doing my PhD in sustainability, climate action, and specifically women contribution into sustainability, but a socio-legal study.
Thank you, lovely. We need more of your work. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Again, I'm introducing. I'm Madhu. Yeah. And problem is slightly different. Mindset is one part. Second part is that we have already known it because we have already educated ourselves. But we are in the position to know what is good and what is bad. My question is that, my solution is that we should give some kind of training or awareness to education system so that because our future is going hell, right? If I'm considering my kid, he's very much into sports, but now I gave gaming laptop to him, and he was thinking that this one is my total world. No relationship is there, nobody is there in the world. That I'm like, as a mother, I'm blaming myself also. I'm blaming all the schools, uh, principals. Even if I've talked to the principals of my kid, Devi Public School, Saibabad, but they are not doing anything. Like, they are not educating the kid like what is good and what is bad. Every time if you are going to CBSE course, they are giving lots of project work. That is the work of mother. Like, such as that we are doing our education again and again, right? I have already requested my principal to give some kind of skill development to the kid, right? I told my son in the during that summer vacation, I'll put him in any school, sorry, any, you can say shop or any hotel, so that he can understand what we are doing, we are going through, and because we have already passed our like youth for 30, 40 and everything, right? And we should take some steps towards the kid, towards the education. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, the future is youth. I think Rohit, you would have some pointers here, yeah, to note. So yes, sir wanted to share some.
Yeah, just I want to bring to the notice of all of you, we are talking all types of pollution. There is one more pollution is not known to everybody, that's called a radiation, electromagnetic radiation. We have towers, we have mobile, we have all types of internet, and it's a very dangerous. Low frequency pollution is very harmful, it's harming our whole body. If you are keeping mobile, it's harmful to our brain, all organs are affected. So we should be a little careful about this, how to handle this mobile. And there was a conference here in this hall. One person came from Jaipur. He said, our rooftop, we have a tower, and two brothers died of brain cancer. So huge problem is happening because of this radiation. We should be alert about radiation also, which is very low frequency. We hardly feel it. In our homes, we have gadgets like
Wi-Fi.
yeah, oven, we have fridge, and all types of TV and computer. These are radiation affecting our health. So let us keep our mind alert about this radiation also. Thank you.
Very, very interesting point, sir. Thank you for bringing that on the table. I think this is a slow poisoning. This is like very slow and totally invisible, ek tarike se. Thank you for sharing that.
Can we take more? Yes.
Yes.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम हिमांशु है, मैं गुजरात से हूँ। मुझे लगता है कि क्लाइमेट चेंज कॉन्फ्रेंस, इवेंट्स, मीटिंग, सेमिनार्स सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है। मैं 15 साल से फॉलो कर रहा हूँ इस वर्ल्ड वाइड। पहले मुझे ये लगता था कि 15-20% एनर्जी रिसोर्सेज का वेस्टेज होता है, ठीक है, क्योंकि हमको कुछ सॉल्यूशन करना है तो इतना तो चलेगा। टुडे आई फील 85% एनर्जी रिसोर्सेज का वेस्ट होता है ये सॉल्यूशन लाने के लिए क्लाइमेट चेंज का। हर चीज में हम क्लाइमेट चेंज और सस्टेनेबली ये दो वर्ड डाल दो तो पैसा ही पैसा है। ये सिर्फ इवेंट के लिए या तो बिजनेस के लिए कुछ भी, ये दो वर्ड्स। तो मुझे लगता है कि 15 साल में मैंने देखा है क्लाइमेट चेंज के, मैं पूरे वर्ल्ड वाइड के बाद जितना मीटिंग्स, सेमिनार, इवेंट्स, लोग यहाँ से यहाँ जाते, यहाँ से यहाँ जाते, बहुत बिजी रहते, तो सारा 85% रिसोर्सेज हम वहाँ वेस्ट करते, उसको बंद करना चाहिए।
Thank you. Thank you. Very, very true point. And इसके लिए हमें mindful होने की आवश्यकता है, बिल्कुल. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I wanted to share a thought with everyone. Like, if we talk about India, we say like India is like the GDP rate is the highest amongst the world. It is coming under the developed nations now, moving towards that. Do we understand like why we have the highest GDP? We are a consumption-based economy still. I don't know, like, we talk about Make in India. When I talk about consumption, like, if I talk about specific industry, I want to talk about fashion industry. If we go by the facts, 8 to 10% of carbon emissions are released by fashion industry, which is way more than our international flights when we talk about commuting, including any shipping like maritime shipping. Now, 60% of our fashion is made up of polyester, which is again plastic. If I talk about textile industry, and these are facts that I'm talking, 80% of textile goes to landfills. I mean, because fashion is changing every 2 months, and I think we as citizens, or I talk about whole world, not just India. I mean, before we were not changing, like, buying clothes as often, or, sticking to fashion. Like, okay, if anything comes up, oh, I have to, like, this is trending, so I buy this. So I think we have to be like very, very mindful of what we are consuming. Instead, like, move towards sustainability. Like, if we go back, like, to our grannies' times, they just had maybe 10 set of clothes and they managed all the events very well. So I think, I mean, our problem was that, we are not a very good economy because we were not consuming. Now we are consuming so much that that has become a bigger problem, because, I mean, we are adding so much to the pollution. And 60% of, I think 40% of that fashion industry waste is going to water. Like, it is creating a lot of water waste. So I think, like, we really have to be mindful. And I think if we start small, if we take, I mean, check on ourselves and, at least limit ourselves. Okay, this year maybe I'll just buy maybe 15 garments, or maybe just 5 shoes. So I think, I mean, we can make a difference. So I mean,
Of
instead of
course.
consuming, let's be mindful. We talk a lot about health, like eating mindfully, but let's also think about, like, spending your money mindfully when it comes to fashion.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Any other? Yes, ma'am, please.
So I don't know what to call this, but two things which are right now polluting all of us, and more so the youth and the young: sound pollution and content pollution. I don't know how to phrase it, but that overwhelming content, social content, is irrelevant. And I mean, we have grown up, we have done our education, we have been successful, quite successful, if I can say that. We did not go through all that. So that is overwhelming, and that is damaging our brains. I mean, kids' brains. And sound
too.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to read something, there are so many contents flying here and there that you shut it up. You don't even go to the right content that you want to read. So that is a big pollution problem. I don't know the solution, but that definitely, sound pollution also. I mean, look at the way, I mean, you just can't stand in your balcony, right? I mean, it's everywhere. Somebody is listening to, I mean, just to quote an example, in Japan, you cannot talk on phone in the metro. So, yeah, in the metro. So it's so quiet. Everybody is just quietly sitting or talking to the person they are traveling with. But here you get into the metro, everybody is on the top of their voice and just, I mean, they think ki matlab uni ka hai. That's my place and I can just talk at anyone. So these are, as somebody said, about civic sense and overwhelming content. I think that's polluting our minds. And if we say that environment is polluting and giving problems to our lungs, this is giving problem to our minds.
Amazing. I think we had some very, very interesting thoughts कि pollution कितने प्रकार का हो सकता है, and really, really interesting, thoughts brought on the table. I want to also look at point to my the end of the room, which I think has a lot of students there on this, especially the point ma'am brought across, which is the pollution of, and even Tapan shared that, pollution of the mind, pollution of content, right? And you are the Gen Zers, I think most of you, right? I would want to get a view from you, students, like that side. So please, would like you guys to share what you think is one pollution problem that we are ignoring. It's not glamorous, right? The stubble burning, okay. So I think it is very much there. But yeah, I want to bring about the point of content pollution per se, and just wanted to know and hear some voices from the youth, because they are in the midst of this, right? So we would love to hear some voices from there. Yes, yes, please. Shikhar, right? Yes, Shikhar, please.
Ma'am, due to tech in the field like ChatGPT and Gemini, we are lacking in creativity. We just copy and pasting. So when here I am available right now, we are encouraging with.
We are present.
Yeah, I am present here. So हम लोगों को जैसे पता है कि हम यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट हैं, हम बहुत लोगों से मिल रहे हैं, बहुत लोगों के थॉट जान रहे हैं, लेकिन चैट जीपीटी या जेमिनी पे हम जस्ट कॉपी पेस्ट करते हैं कि हमें ये चाहिए और हमें वो चीज़ मिल जाती, जिससे हम क्रिएटिव चीज़ों को ना इनोवेट नहीं कर पा रहे, हम प्रैक्टिकलिटी को हम एक लैक कर रहे हैं हर जगह जाके, क्योंकि हम जस्ट उनसे डेटा उठाते हैं, हम उसको कॉपी पेस्ट करते हैं और इम्प्लीमेंट कर देते हैं. सो आई एम डैट काइंड, मैं ये बोलना चाहता कि क्रिएटिविटी हम जहाँ पे लैक कर रहे हैं बिकॉज क्योंकि प्रैक्टिकलिटी की थोड़ा लैकिंग कर रहे हैं हम.
Beautiful, beautiful thought. In fact, one of us shared this, that convenience or comfort के लिए हम accountability और control को त्यागते जा रहे हैं.
Yes,
right? So control of our thoughts, control of our emotions, control of our time. So that's something that's come about from your conversation. Rohit,
Yes.
you want to share something? Please do.
हाय, शिखर ने जो मेंशन किया मैं उसको एग्री करता हूँ, बट एट द सेम टाइम मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम लोग सिस्टमेटिक कॉजेज़ को नहीं देख पा रहे हैं कि कैसे हम लोग उन कॉलेजेस में पढ़ रहे हैं जहाँ पे हम लोग 1 लाख 1.5 लाख 2 लाख रुपए फीस दे रहे हैं, और जहाँ के फैकल्टीज़ को बच्चों में वो क्यूरियोसिटी बिल्ड करना नहीं आ पा रहा है. तो आई थिंक कि ना चैट जीपीटी पे जाने का एक रीज़न ये भी है कि वो क्यूरियोसिटी बिल्डिंग और न्यू जनरेशन की पेडागोजीज क्या होंगी, लर्निंग मेथड्स क्या होंगे, उस पर कोई इनोवेट नहीं करना चाहता है. तो आई थिंक एज अ स्टूडेंट वन ऑफ द थिंग्स विच वी कैन ऑल्सो डू, लाइक एज अ यंग पीपल वी कैन डू इज लाइक क्रिएटिंग इनफॉर्मल स्पेसेस ऑफ लर्निंग, लाइक थर्ड स्पेसेस विद इन यूनिवर्सिटीज वेयर वी आर not thinking through gadgets but like building curiosity based on our interest. So I think wo ek one of the things which is missing is like questioning the accountability, questioning the system and making it accountable that I'm paying 2 lakh fees per annum for tech or MBA or law college, and the faculty are still teaching the same way that they were teaching in 1990s. So I think we have to also understand that there's a complex crisis of how we are teaching our young brains also. So I just wanted to add that to Shikhar's point.
Beautiful, beautiful. So training the trainer. The teachers, we need better, more updated teachers, not just gadgets and software. So amazing thought, Rohit. Thank you so much. And on that thought, on that note, I would like to go into some fun mode, right? So here's a quick lightning round, and we can take as many answers and as many inputs. And I would love all of you to, be involved in this one. So if you're a startup and your startup was a Bollywood movie, which movie would that be? What would be the title? And what would be a song if you'd had to personify it? So yes, please take a minute, think through. Okay, that was quick. That was very quick. Yes. Yeah, yes. I know we have a lot of enthusiasm and excitement.
Lapata ladies.
All right. And why would that be? Also, I would want you to please introduce yourself in a sentence for the betterment of the room.
Hi, namaskar. My name is Neha Upadhyay. I'm fondly known as the Eco Village Lady of India. I run Vishwadeep Trust in Ladakh. We promote organic farming and solar technology. So in Lapata Ladies, I saw that lady is promoting organic farming. So that's why. Thank you.
All right. An interesting connect. Okay. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Zeel and I'm the criminal lawyer and I have founded this NGO Sahai where we run a women initiative called Saksham where we train women for sustainable development. So I would, I don't watch a lot of movies but I watch movie Queen where Kangna Ranaut is unbeatable, unapologetic, finally getting back to the life and that's what we at Sahai do with women. So I think yes, it's I can relate with the movie Queen. Thank you.
My my Parasa movie Mom mission with बस भूल गए. What is mom picture mission with मंगल. अच्छा सारे लोग देख लो. Take your time. Please see this movie Mission with Mangal. You will feel proud of us, Indian women.
All right. Also, we forgot that we wanted a song as well, right? And it could be different from the movie. It's cool. Okay, great. Yes, please. Yes.
It is not a song, not a movie, but I want every woman's backside, a man who said, "Ja Simran ja, जी ले अपनी जिंदगी."
क्या बात है? क्या
Because
बात है?
every woman wants to do what she wants to do.
But why do we need a man to say that to us?
Not a man, but anyone who support. Because as a
We all need support.
yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we came up with a dialogue, not a movie, not a song, but a dialogue. Great. Yes. Amazing. So we've got that part activated. Yes. That section of the room is activated. Yes. Lovely.
Basically, there's a Hollywood movie called Cruella. And in that movie, basically, that girl comes out to the world as a fashion sense of hers. And I would go for the song Worth It. It's like, baby, I'm worth it of everything. I can go to next levels. So, yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Yes, you are very much worth it. Round of applause for that. Round of applause. Yes, more voices. This is the fun round. I thought people would be more participative here. You have in mind song. Mike, please. And sing it as well.
Okay, so it is an old song with my father's favorite actor, Balraj Sani. I don't know the full song because it's my papa's song.
It's all right.
There's one line, where they say, "Sar हिमालय का हमने कटने नहीं दिया, and मरते मरते रहा बागपन यारो, कर चले हम फिदा." Exactly. So that. So Himalayas are second largest glaciers. We have to protect them. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that. More people in the room. Yes, yes.
Hi. This is Dr. Suresh Tandon. I will go with Three Idiots. Three Idiots is very close to me. When Three Idiots has come, I was studying at that time, and after seeing this movie, I got to know there are people who get into many stream, but they have their passion in different stream. So definitely that movie has taught all of us, coming generation also, they will see you have to pursue your passion, and no doubt study is very important, but pursuing passion is also very important, and we can make it. And the song will be what's the title song? Definitely, All Is Well.
All is well. Okay, brilliant.
Whenever we are in stress, we have to call it All Is Well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
So there's an animated movie by the name of Ratatouille.
So the main essence of the movie is that anyone can cook. So I picked that movie because it basically says that you don't have to be underconfident. You can do it if you want to.
Beautiful, beautiful, lovely. In fact, with Ratatouille, I would like to share there's another very beautiful line there about critique. So, beautiful paragraph about critique, right? How we are, the experts among us are so quick to critique and to criticize someone. Sometimes that critique kills, an innocent idea, which is imperfect, which is what we were talking about, right? Sometimes you just need a little bit of support and move on forward. So we should be careful with the critique that we give. So beautiful. I think that was a wonderful addition to the list. More movies and songs. Yes, Soumya. And then you. Yes, thank you so much.
Sorry.
So you have a field day today, which is something I'm loving. Yes, Soumya.
Actually, people suggested me to watch the Chai, the Telugu movie. Then, malab, when I was walking throughout the things, they suggested me watch the Chai. Like, we can correlate with you, with that character. So that is a Chai movie I can able to tell. And the song like Dangale.
Amazing, amazing. Yes, Dangal
Abhi tak Dangal
hai. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Neelam Sarangi. I'm founder of Bekar Ko Akar. My movie's name is Mom, acting by Sridevi. Maybe सभी ने देखी होगी. बहुत ही स्ट्रगल एंड थोड़ा सा अनएजिटेटेड प्रॉब्लम के साथ में उन्होंने एक कम अप किया अपने आप को. सो हमने मतलब मैंने जो सीखा है अपने लाइफ में कि कोई भी सिचुएशन हो किसी भी कंडीशन में हमको अपने गिव अप नहीं करके अपनी लाइफ में कैसे उसको रेस करके आगे बढ़ना है. थैंक यू.
ब्यूटिफुल. सो किसी भी चैलेंज को हम टेक ओवर कर सकते हैं. थैंक यू. Tapan, please. Yeah.
So I run a tech startup. We do carbon dioxide removal, and with any startup, there is a sense of maybe the tomorrow won't exist. So it's either kal ho na ho or jab tak hai jaan.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. ये तो आपने रोमांटिक गाने को एक अलग ही अंदाज में प्रस्तुत किया है. ब्यूटिफुल. मैम हियर. यस.
So for me, there are songs. They keep me going whenever I feel low. So songs, there's one old song. I think, I don't know if you have heard of it. ये कहानी है दिए की और तूफान की, wherein it's a
very
duel
powerful song
between a small diya who keeps going on and on amidst a strong tufan. So that's one song, and the other someone mentioned Mission Mangal. So there is one song in that movie Sabashiyan. So all your hardships will be worthful, will be fruitful when you achieve your success, when you achieve your goal. So keep going. We all are here as a startup, as an entrepreneur. So no, don't let the hardships pull you down. Keep going, learn from them, and keep going. All the best.
Beautiful, beautiful. And on that powerful note, I mean, I think the song that you mentioned, I'm not sure many people would have heard that. It's a very old song, but it's a very powerful song. ये कहानी है दिए की और तूफान की. So on, yes, we are all diyas here, and we are fighting a storm called with our action in climate change. So thank you so much. On that note, I'm going to wrap up the round table. It was wonderful to have your views and your thoughts, and thank you so much for participating. You guys poured in. I loved the energy. Thank you so much for being with me here, and have a great day ahead. We have the next section up and coming, and Priyanka is going to take over now. Thank you so much. Thank you. A round of applause to all of us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words. It means a lot. Thanks a ton. And I'm sure the fun and conversations are going to continue with the next session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gunjan. And I had to be a wedge between you and this brilliant conversations that we're having. But I had to, because very shortly we'll be welcoming our chief guest, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani. So on that positive note, can I have a huge round of applause for Gunjan? Plus, just to just to liven up the room before ma'am comes and to keep the excitement and the exhilaration on. As we all know, she is a leader that has inspired millions through her journey. From the screen to the parliament, she's championed education, empowerment, and innovation. We all know her dedication to building a better India. She needs no introduction, but she deserves the biggest welcome. While ma'am is arriving, may I request all of you to please stand in your respective places. I just got the message that, I'm sorry. Give me a small a minute, please. But then I guess she's on the way very soon, and I'm just trying to get a cue from the audience and the organizers, co-organizers here to understand. Okay, okay. Thanks for that. I think we can just take a 2 minutes break away. I request all of you to remain seated. In the meantime, I'll walk you through the day's agenda. As ma'am arrives, we will be starting with the Unpollute Conclave Awards, which includes the Pitchfest Awards as well as the Idathon Awards. We will then move on to a fireside chat with with ma'am, and then after that, we will be having an open house session with ma'am. And then we are looking forward to a book celebration, which is known as Shiros Amongst Us. And that is the agenda for the day, ladies and gentlemen. And after that, we definitely have a networking lunch. I request all of you to participate. Stay till then, have a great conversations, reflect on the last 3 days. We will also have our founder, Renu's speech in between, where she will be speaking a bit about our STEPS work and what we have been working on in the last 6 years, our milestones and our achievements. We will also have the opportunity to thank and express our gratitude to our partners as well. And well, that's pretty much a very wholesome and comprehensive agenda for the day. I guess I'll have to just be over here at the podium and probably just be the, again, like I said, I like using the word wedge and a pause. But that's necessary at times, I think, for the continuity of the programs and for the smooth running of programs. In the meantime, that ma'am is arriving and coming, can I have a few show of hands to understand, what were your reflections of the past 3 days and of the current session that we had, this lovely session with Gunjan as well? Any thoughts, expressions, sharing of ideas? Sure.
Okay, so it was great to meet women trying to help the environment, and especially to learn from a senior from Harvard like Mr. Rajan Mehta. We've been following each other on LinkedIn, and yes, I think women entrepreneurship can be a lonely journey because we are only 14% registered. उसमें भी बहुत कम genuine होती हैं, mostly wives या sisters होती हैं, and 3% are funded and only 1% survive. So it is really very difficult. So I'm grateful to be a part and to participate to enhance the ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neha. I did get your name right, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Perfect, dear. And how was the pitching experience yesterday? I missed the opportunity to actually observe all the pitches, but I do want to hear your
Yeah, I
experience.
had a very positive experience. I was very nervous because my presentation is simple with pictures and logo and content, and every other girls had done a great job with design and all that. But two of the jury members stood up and they really rewarded my work. They really liked my work.
Oh, that's amazing. I think what better recognition and
Yes.
acknowledgement of your work than
Yes.
that.
So that
And
was
you've come
good.
all the way from Ladakh, if I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
yes. And I'm going back on the 27th. So thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. I do hope you. Yes, please, a huge round of applause for Neha. I do hope for a safe travel back home in Ladakh, now home in Ladakh, and that you do not carry the pollution from here to there. Most certainly. Cool. Anyone else? Pratibha, please.
So actually, we recently had a roundtable with all the investors on how to increase participation of women in startups. And one of the feedback from the senior investors was, since you talked about pitch, that women don't focus that much on pitches and are not generally as confident as men. I think in general in life, women they want to be sure that they're 100% sure about what they're saying before they will say it. Not necessarily true for, the other 50% of the population. I don't want to generalize, but this is the feedback that we got from the investors. So I just wanted to highlight that it is a very important part of raising funds. And it's very important to focus on the presentation as well. Like you had substance, and that's why probably they saw through all that. But it's very important to focus on that pitch and spend that time to practice that pitch before you go get in front of investors. I was very surprised with that feedback from the investors. I thought substance is more important than form, but it seems just as important.
Thank you, Pratibha, for those insightful words. Anyone else from the audience would like to? Any students? There we have someone at the back, and he is a student, if I'm not wrong.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. So actually, I'm a student. I was a participant yesterday in the student ideathon, and our team was pitching a sustainable product about AI-assisted compost hub. So, like, if I talk about my experience throughout these days, then I'd say it was a really enriching one. Because to be honest, this is my first time that I'm a part of such a huge community of such enlightened people who are actively devoted, like, towards environmental conservation, towards sustainability. So, like, I was really glad because I myself am quite connected towards nature, quite inclined towards environmental conservation. So, like, yeah, this was my first time, and I'd say a really rewarding experience that I got to participate in this congregation. So, yeah, I'm actually quite grateful that I was given this chance.
Thank you so much. And could you say your name again, please, dear? And the college that you represent.
Ma'am, actually, my name is Siddharth Singh, and I'm from GL Bajaj College from Greater Noida.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Siddharth. Well, I think he deserves a much better round of applause, don't you think? A young blood coming over here and pitching yesterday and having to share such wonderful stories with us today. Thank you, Siddharth. May I have any other reflections, suggestions, your reviews, open to the house? And I guess we've had such a nice round table with Gunjan. You expressed already so much. So can I say that we all want to take a pause from a lot of talking and just take a pause? Is that so? If I can read the room right? Okay, so they're like very silent. Huh?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, please. I can't see you. Where are you?
नमस्कार मेरा नाम सोमनाथ है
जी सर.
और मैं यहाँ कुछ सीखने के लिए ही आया था. बहुत अच्छा टाइटल मुझे लगा अनप्ल्यूट और मेरा अभी है कुछ प्लान ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग बेस्ट मैनेजमेंट और नेचुरल वाटर पे कुछ करने के लिए. सबसे पहले तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल I would like very much thank to Team Step to organize such a beautiful conclave. Last 2 days there was a very गुड इन्फॉर्मेशन, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला, बहुत अच्छा लगा। और अभी बात हो रही थी ये पॉल्यूशन की, एक पॉल्यूशन, माइंड पॉल्यूशन और कंटेंट पॉल्यूशन। सो इट इज बहुत अच्छा है कि पॉल्यूशन एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है पूरे हम सभी के लिए, और कुछ ऐसा ही होना चाहिए कि जिससे पॉल्यूशन कम हो और ये सभी के लिए फ़ायदेमंद है। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Sob. Gunjan, are you around? Thank you, Gunjan. First of all, thank you for the previous session, most certainly. And I needed her in the room because I thought that while we are waiting for the next session to start, I will take a leaf from your previous session and try to see if anyone else wants to share their song that resonates with the question that Gunjan asked. And like the interference or the, that a wedge I was in between. If anyone else now wants to share their song, we would be happy to hear.
Yes, we can continue, please.
Now, I wouldn't take a no where, everyone was excited to answer. Now, no one really wants to share their songs.
We already have a nice playlist. We need to add a few more. Yes, Mike, please.
Hi, this is Zeel again. I think one thing that I observed which was different at Unpollute in comparison with other conferences were yesterday a lot of panel discussions and also the fundraising classroom was equivalently important for NGOs and startups. So I did not find that oh इधर मैं क्या करूँगी और इधर ये startup वाले क्या करेंगे, because even if whether it was for CSR, for a lot of Section 8 company also could use the cent that they give, and also at the funding class, whatever was shared was equivalent important for both NGOs and startups. So I think that is really a nice thing that unpollute conclave provided. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zeel. And you're coming all the way from Ahmedabad?
Yes, I'm coming from Gujarat.
Thank you so much. And for how long do you plan to stay in Delhi?
I live today.
We are so glad that you were here for all the 3 days. Thank you so much, Zeel.
But Zeel, आपने film और गाना तो add नहीं किया. I
हाँ.
think वो भी you should share that also with us.
I said that
Before
movie Queen resonates with whatever Saksham believes in, because when I remember the movie very well, that when Kangana Ranaut was just another
Kinare.
apologetic, non-apologetic girl, and then everything changed. That's how women, when they come to Saksham, when they get सुमन जी से आज मैं बात करी थी, सुमन जी है नहीं, मैंने उनको पूछा उनके सैनिटरी नैपकिन इनिशिएटिव का नाम प्रेरणा क्यों है, तो शी इज लाइक जब स्टेप ने आके उनको ट्रेन किया तब उनको प्रेरणा मिली, फिर वो प्रेरणा की वजह से उन्होंने नाम प्रेरणा रखा. सो आई थिंक when women come to Saksham and when they get trained and they are aware about their rights and how they can become financially independent, then they become exactly like how Kangna was in London. So that's Queen. And I think the song that I definitely resonate also in my daily life is Asha from movie Iqbal.
Oh, that's a wonderful pick.
Yeah, I think that song is something that all of us, when we are, uh, and there is another song from Miley Cyrus. It's called The Climb.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that is also a beautiful song.
Thank you, Zeel. That's wonderful. While you were discussing sharing your journey and also sharing Suman's journey and how what was her reflections about being associated with STEP. I guess we all, as the ecosystem enablers, is what we like to call ourselves. It's all a journey of supporting the wonderful women change makers and trailblazers. I think we are the organization, the value system is such that using the word probably enhancing is not a part of our lingo or the vernacular, but it is an enabling system supporting. It is all, we all are creators, healers, uh, winners in our own right. It is about finding the right platform and just customizing it to the requirements of the women that we engage with and also the men that we engage with. So it is a gender, while we promote gender equity, it cannot be done without a very equal handshake of both the genders across thematic areas and stakeholderships. So thank you for bringing that up, Zeel. And we really, really appreciate women coming together and appreciating STEP's journey and you also contributing to our journey because aap hain to hum hain, and that's how impact grows, right? So thank you so much. And it's all about, we heard from one of our panelists yesterday, changing challenges or rather transforming challenges into opportunities. And that is one phrase that is still stuck in my head. I think it's going to be there for a very long time. Thank you again. You wanted to say something? Yes, okay.
Sorry to Neha again. I just wanted to add one positive feedback that I had yesterday. That I want to give from yesterday. There was a panel, and there was Calm Down It and Mrs. Singh, and it was the first time I heard a honest comment about the startup ecosystem. Like she really said that those Shark Tanks, such as वो टीवी पे दिखाते हैं, are for visibility. And I was so happy to hear that because I was like, if I say something, I didn't have the courage to say that, but that is actually what is happening with a lot of these presentations and a lot of these things on TV. एक शो बना हुआ है and उसमें आप उनका impact देख के numbers देख के कुछ भी नहीं होता है, बहुत fraudulent भी हो रहा है. To have the gift of gab and कुछ भी बोल दो and कुछ भी दिखा दो, so it's becoming like a show. So that was some positive. That was a very honest thing that the panel had the courage to say. And no, not many women have the courage to say that, and I was very happy to hear it. And also very grateful that I don't concentrate so much on the show aspect, but on the field work, working with tribal women. So that was applauded by the panel.
That's brilliant, and I think irrespective of the opinions, we may agree to disagree, but just promoting the platform and the conversations and dialogues for an open conversation. Either you receive it, you argue it, it is all open up for discussion. But also thanks to you for bringing that up and sharing your story and your resonance with the story behind. Thanks again. Anyone else in the room who would like a chance? Sankalp, a ma'am here in front. Sankalp, I'll come to you. Ma'am.
I just want to add what you just said. Yesterday's panel, somebody said that every challenge brings with it an opportunity and you'll remember it. So just to make your memory better, I'll just quote something in Japan.
Yes.
In Japanese, there is a kanji, which is for challenges, it is called kiki. Crisis
Okay.
ko kiki. They say kiki.
Okay.
Which is K-I-K-I. Right?
Yes.
So there are two pictorial kanjis for this. And surprisingly, they are not identical. Jabki English mein it is the same word, K-I-K-I. But they're two different kanjis. The first one says challenges and crisis, and the second one says opportunities.
Oh.
So that is the way they think that with every crisis comes an opportunity. So just leaving.
That's, ma'am, can we have your name and your organization?
I'm Ritu Mathur. I'm former director at CII. Right now, I'm just building a organization called Chrysalis Sutra, where I'm empowering women
or for leadership roles and for, bringing their voice to the table. That was brilliant. Thank you so much, ma'am. And on a lighter note, Kiki is also a very famous animation series. All those who've not watched it should certainly watch it. It's a good, light-hearted animation series to watch as well. Sankalp.
I had a very good experience with the three days, and even leading up to it, the opportunity to do workshops and talk to students about design thinking was something that really allowed me to work on like aspects of facilitation with the students in person, and that platform was great. I hope the students enjoyed it as well. Some of them have already given feedback.
Yeah.
But it was a very good experience, and yesterday I really liked that we had students alongside startups.
Yeah, yeah.
So everyone was pitching, and I really like. I wanted to talk about the prompt also. There's a song that we were playing in our workshop,
Yeah.
which is about multi-species, and it's by a feminist author. The concept is by a feminist author, Donna Haraway.
Sankal, can I just
Yes.
interject in between? Yeah, the song, if you can just mention the
Yeah,
song.
the song is just called Kya Main Ek Awaaz Hu, and that's the original composition that we played.
Thank you so much, Sankal. Thank you. And I would like to apologize again to the audience, but then I just got the call and we've been informed that ma'am is on the way. She's in the lift. So before she comes, just, oh no, that's okay. Again, a reiteration and wanted to, while she is coming in, a mention of a few accolades and her journey across. We've spoken her, we've known her as a leader who has never been afraid to speak her mind, a woman who has shaped national conversations and policy, women's empowerment and governance, a voice that represents conviction, clarity, and courage. Okay. I think the moment is just about to arrive, and with every particular movement, there is, the eyes are just on the door, and I can understand everyone's excitement in there. And here we are. I request all of you to please rise up and give a very warm welcome to Ms. Smriti Irani. A very warm welcome to our chief guest, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani. A very warm round of applause to her. Hello, ma'am. She's inspired millions with her journey from the screen to the parliament. She's championed education, empowerment, and innovation. We all know her dedication to building a better India. She needs no introduction, but she deserves the biggest welcome. Friends, the moment you've all been waiting for is here. Let's give a roaring, unpollute welcome to Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani ji. A leader who has never been afraid to speak her mind, a woman who has shaped national conversations on policy, women's empowerment and governance, a voice that represents conviction, clarity, and courage. She is someone whose journey spans television, politics, and public service at the highest levels. Ms. Smriti Zubin Irani effortlessly moved between successful careers in entertainment to enter politics over 2 decades ago. She served as a cabinet minister from 2014 to 2024, holding key portfolios including women and child development, textiles, human resource development, information and broadcasting, and minority affairs. She has been one of the youngest cabinet ministers and the first woman to hold the office as Union Minister for HRD and Textiles. A 3-time Member of Parliament, she has championed causes from Permanent Commission for Women in the Armed Forces to transformative policies in education and women's empowerment. She has been brilliantly spearheading the Alliance for Global Good, Gender Equity and Equality. Please, again, a very warm round of applause for Mrs. Smriti Zubin Irani. We would now like to begin with the Unpollute Conclave Awards, the moment we've all been waiting for. When we speak of climate action, we often think of policies, technologies, and global commitments.
but real change often begins elsewhere. In small enterprises, innovative ideas, local communities, and courageous women who chose to act. Across cities and communities, women are not just responding to environmental challenges, they are reimagining solutions, building sustainable enterprises, and inspiring collective action. Today, we celebrate those leaders, women who have turned purpose into innovation and vision into impact. Women who remind us that sustainability is not just a goal, it is a way of life. It is with great pride that we present the Unpollute Green Awards, honoring women change makers, shaping a greener, more resilient future. But before we get into the regular awards category, I act as a wedge again momentarily. I would like to acknowledge our gifting partner, Aj. Mr. Ritesh Rawal, the founder of Aj, if you are amongst us. And to present the awards, may I request the Honorable Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani to please present the awards. Ma'am, can we please have you on stage to present the awards, please? And the first award, ma'am, is to acknowledge our gifting partner, Aj. Aj has done something remarkable. They've created sustainable gifting solutions while creating dignified livelihoods for people with disabilities and women from economically weaker sections. Their work proves that purpose and enterprise don't have to be separate. Every product they make carries two values, environmental responsibility and social inclusion. A special award to Aj and the founder, Mr. Ritesh Rawal, is with amongst us. A huge round of applause, please. Okay. And now we move towards our regular awards category. Our first award category is the Unpollute Water Body Restoration Award. Water bodies are lifelines, but across the country, they are drowning in pollution. Restoring them means restoring entire ecosystems, clean water, biodiversity, groundwater, and community health. The winner in this category has done exactly that. The winner is Ms. Abhineha Srivastav, the founder of Vedic Srijan. Vedic Srijan stores dying water bodies using 100% indigenous, nature-based technology rooted in Vedic science. The solution is holistic and treats sewage and contaminated water at the source, recharge groundwater, purify the air, restore diversity, and prevent urban flooding all simultaneously. Congratulations, Abhineha ji. Our next awards category is for Clean Energy Pioneer Awards. This award recognizes entrepreneurs who are replacing outdated, polluting systems with clean, sustainable technology that works for people and the planet. And the winner is Ms. Minushri Madhumita, the founder of Think Raw Innovative Solutions. Here's the problem they solved. Fish and prawn farmers lose almost half their harvest because the fish get sick or die. Why? Because they are not fed properly. There's not enough oxygen in the water. Ministry, if you'll allow me. Thank you so much for the clarification, Mom. Perfect. A small, a short sentence on what your organization works on. You've created Dhivara Mitra, a solar-powered boat that moves across the pond on its own. It spreads fish feed evenly, adds oxygen to the water, and keeps the water quality balanced and automatically balanced and rich in oxygen. What a brilliant work. Thank you so much, ma'am. Our next category is Eco-Innovation in Design. And allow me to read your bio, and I'll welcome you on stage so that you also have the equal moment of understanding. So this award recognizes that reimagine what's possible with what's discarded.
Designs that don't reduce waste, they transform it into opportunity, beauty, and livelihoods. The Eco Innovation in Design Award goes to an initiative that saw potential where others saw waste. Bekar to Akar, which means giving shape to waste, does exactly that. They train rural women in Bundelkhand to upcycle household and industrial waste into handcrafted products, turning discarded materials into income and dignity. In just 2 years, they've trained over 100 women artisans, conducted 100 plus skill building sessions, and created sustainable livelihoods in a region where economic opportunities for women are scarce. I now invite Ms. Neelam Sarangi, the founder of Bekar to Akar, to come on stage and receive her award, please. Thank you so much, and big round of applause for Ms. Neelam Sarangi, please. Our next category is the Earth Guardian Award. This recognizes solutions that don't just reduce harm, they actively heal. Businesses that rethink entire systems, protect ecosystems, and provide that commerce and conversation can walk hand in hand. The Earth Guardian Award goes to Dr. Megha Jain of Kioni Ventures Private Limited for redefining what clean, beauty, and wellness can be. They create 100% natural, plastic-free wellness products, including the world's first carbon-negative food-grade, and that's a tongue twister, food body butter bar. Every product is designed to safely return to the earth. Congratulations, Dr. Megha. Our next category is community impact. This award goes to an organization that's been quietly transforming one of India's most fragile ecosystems for nearly a decade. Vishwadeep Trust by Ms. Neha Upadhyay. This organization works in Ladakh's high altitude villages while climate change has hit hard. Vishwadeep has been building entire eco villages from the ground up. They've created a women-led model that integrates organic farming, renewable energy, and indigenous knowledge. They train women to use locally made solar dryers, cookers, and lighting systems. They've revived traditional water systems like Chorpun, introduced seed-saving practices, and created market linkages so women farmers can equally earn from their labor. What a wonderful piece of work. Thank you, Neha. Our next award category is Green Agri Innovator Award. It recognizes innovation in agriculture, solutions that restore soil, empower farmers, and break the chemical dependency that's been degrading our land for decades. Their solution is elegantly simple, a 100% natural, chemical-free product that works as both a pest management tool and a plant growth booster, and it's faster and more effective than chemical pesticides. And let me read out a few impact numbers. 5,500 plus farmers across 18,000 plus acres have seen 12 to 25% yield increases, and chemical pesticide use has dropped by 95%. Additionally, farmers are earning between 6,000 to 18,000 more per acre per season. A round of applause for Lavanya HS of Crop Domain. Our next award is a Fashion with Purpose Award, recognizing businesses that prove style and sustainability aren't opposites, they are just partners. India generates massive amounts of high-quality fabric waste from overproduction and fast fashion. Most of it gets dumped, burned, or downcycled. Meanwhile, the women who work in textile production remain underpaid and invisible. The upcycle pre-consumer textile waste into fashion, lifestyle, and gifting products using traditional Indian textile techniques combined with modern design and quality control. This is a short piece of work that our next awardee, Banko Janko, does. The model works. After a strong consumer response, they've opened an offline store, proof that conscious consumers exist, and they are willing to pay for products with integrity. May I invite Ms. Bhavani Parekh to the stage to receive the award. Thank you so much.
And I believe you're wearing one of your creations. Bhavani is wearing one of her own creations, it seems. Our next category is the Planet Positive Award for Waste Management. This recognizes solutions that don't just manage waste, they prevent it from being existing in the first place. Innovations that tackle pollution at its source and prove that sustainable alternatives can actually work at scale. Here's a problem they've solved. 200 million tons of single-use plastic waste is generated globally every year. Less than 9% gets recycled, and India has banned single-use plastic, but we are completely dependent on imports for biodegradable alternatives. UKI, UKHI, cracked that code, and the Planet Positive Award for Waste Management goes to Ms. Priyanka Chauhan, the founder of UKI India Private Limited. And now, the most awaited moment of the day. Your guess is right. The announcement of the Unpollute Pitch Fest winners. We saw some great groundbreaking ideas, bold pitches, and solutions that could reshape how we think about sustainability. And now it's time to celebrate them. But before we get there, let me say this. Everyone who stepped up to that stage over the 3 days is already a winner. There's no doubt in that. You came with ideas, you refined them, you pitched them, you put yourselves out there in front of investors, mentors, and peers. That takes courage, my friends. That takes conviction. And frankly, that's what climate action looks like. Not waiting for perfect conditions, but building solutions with what you have right now. The judges had an incredibly difficult task, ma'am. The quality of innovation, the depth of impact, the sheer determination in this room, it made their job harder, not easier. So every founder who participated, you're already changing the game. And before I announce the winners, I request Ms. Pratibha Jain, Group General Counsel and Head of Strategy at Everstone Group, to join Honorable Smriti Irani ma'am on stage to present the awards. The second runner-up is Ms. Pavitra Satyanarayanan, the founder of Rubisco Black Environmental Technology and Services Private Limited. And we have her co-founder here. Please come on stage, and sir, we would like to know your name, please. You're the co-founder. Mr. Tapan. Beautiful. Can we have a huge round of applause? They definitely deserve one. The first runner-up is Ms. Sheetal Gaikwad, the founder of Surjan Agrotech Producer Company. Can we have you on stage, please? One of the youngest entrepreneurs that pitched. You're hardly 20. And she's come all the way from Madhya Pradesh, if I'm not wrong. Perfect. And we move to the winner. Do not show the slide yet. Or should I say the winners? There is a tie. So let me announce the winners now. Ms. Neha Upadhyay, the founder of Vishwadeep Trust, and Ms. Vidhi Gaur, the founder of everse.ai. A huge round of applause for these brilliant ladies. Nothing short of energy in the room. We are still in. Yes, the woohoos should keep going on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show them the energy in the room and that we
are there to support them always. And now, thank you so much. Can we have a student in town? Thank you so much, Pratibha, for doing the honors. And now, no, ma'am, you have to. I now invite Ms. Garima Babbar, the Executive Director of Primus Partners, to please do the honors of recognizing the youth champions, nothing less than the other champions in the room. So a round of applause for the student innovators already. These young minds come with fresh ideas, bold thinking, and solutions we desperately need. Kudos to them for stepping up and showing what's possible. What stands out is not just their innovation, but their courage to act early, to question deeply, and to build responsibly. The future of climate leadership is not ahead of us, it's already there in the room. And we have two prizes for the Ideathon. I will go ahead with the first runner-up. The first runner-up is, shall I say it? I mean, there's no response at all. Okay, I mean, there needs to be more cheering from the youth, so people over here. The award goes to Team Decoders from GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management. Please come on stage. Rajneesh Rajput, Shalini Tiwari, Pragyan Kumar, Rahul Sharma, and Shikhar Chaturvedi. A huge round of applause. And while they are coming on stage, let me share their story, ma'am. Rajneesh, I guess your team was dismantled a couple of days back, and you reformed the team in what, how many days? In a very short span of time, and they are the first runners-up of you Unpollute Ideathon. इनके लिए स्पेशल गराते हुए तालियां होती रहनी चाहिए. जी क्या अभी नहीं बारी अच्छा. And the winner is, well, as the name suggests, and quite a fitment to the winner in itself, Team Diamond from Kamkus College of Law, Kartika Pal and Gaurisha Parashar. Please come on stage, young ladies. And the round of applauses welcoming them on the stage, the bright young minds of the future, already with solutions to help us lead into a sustainable lifestyle. Thank you so much, Ms. Garima Babbar. And I'll just, another few minutes, ma'am. Unpollute stands strong because of the steadfast support and conviction of our partners. Your belief in this vision and in women-led climate leadership has made this platform possible. We cannot move ahead and towards the other session without extending our heartfelt gratitude and thanks to you. May I request Ms. Renu Shah, the founder of STEP, to join ma'am on stage to present a token of our heartfelt gratitude to our partners. And may I request Ms. Pratibha Jain to kindly accept this memento of gratitude from us. Ms. Pratibha Jain, please, ladies and gentlemen, the forever champion and patron of STEP. Thank you, ma'am, for always all your inspiring words and your moments of courage in us and believing in our work that we do. I have the honor of inviting Ms. Garima Babbar to please accept the memento of gratitude on behalf of Primus Partners, please, our ever, ever flourishing and wonderful champions for women empowerment. Ms. Garima Babbar, Primus and Partners, ladies and gentlemen. And last but certainly not the least, the gentleman in the room, I invite Mr. Mohit Gupta from FROB to please come on stage and receive the honors and the memento of gratitude from us. I know he's somewhere in the room, or he's just, I think, entering from the... Okay, so he's taking the easy route, trying to avoid the camera. So he's exited from there, he'll enter a grand entry from here. In... I- Thank you so much, Rain. Yes. Please, ma'am. Thank you so much. May I request the arrangements for the chairs on the stage, please? A quick arrangement while we do that. Ladies and gentlemen, like we already stated, we'll move into the fireside chat. And I already see a few enthusiasts making the best use of the moment, taking selfies with ma'am. So she's so ever graciously willing to do that. Our sincere gratitude to ma'am for presenting the awards and for lending this moment of encouragement and leadership. May I request the other members to please, I'll have to ask one of to stop. Amita, may I request, Amita, may I request the other founders, women founders, we have umpteen time after this. Trust me, ma'am is here, trust me. Amita, उनको बोलिए ना stop करें, मैम का सबको selfie ले रहा है. Zeal will request to continue discussion later. Oh. Oh. So do you want to? Thank you. But first of all, thank you, ma'am. A sincere gratitude for lending your time and the moment of encouragement and leadership and conviction to present the awards. And now we move into a much awaited next session, and you'll see no more of this pretty face, if I may, and a much more prettier faces on the stage. We move to the fireside chat with our chief guest, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani and Miss Pratibha Jain. Ma'am, may I invite you on stage, please? And Miss Pratibha Jain as well. She has been our biggest champion and supporter. She's a founding trustee of We For Her Foundation, working on gender justice and equality through programs on public infrastructure, prevention of child marriage, and financial literacy for women. She's an alumni of Harvard Law School, Oxford University, and Delhi University. She has been recognized as a top individual lawyer by Forbes Legal Power List 2020 and a General Counsel Award by Forbes Legal Power List 2022. Okay. Point noted, ma'am, and thank you for course correcting. And we dive right into the fireside chat.
If we can just request the camera folks to come on this side so the audience has a view. So I take any opportunity I'll get to talk to Smriti Irani ma'am because I've had the pleasure of doing a one-on-one conversation with her, and it was something that just opened my mind to possibilities like how. Especially because you don't get that many senior women that you can learn from. It's a very lonely existence at the top. I think, at the level I am in my organization, I'm mostly mentoring, and it's very difficult to find mentors. And I think what I want to do today, ma'am, is there's room full of women and men who are going to just benefit from your thought process and your leadership.
So we should open up the floor for conversations as well.
Absolutely. But before that, can I just highlight she's a businesswoman. In my head, first and foremost, she's a businesswoman. She's a politician. Um, she's an actor. And, we never say he's a father or but for a mother, I always say it's mother because no matter what we say, it is extra work. So finding, again, women leaders, but then finding women leaders who fulfill so many roles on a daily basis. Her brain must be working overtime, and please take advantage of that. But we'll open it up, ma'am, after your opening remarks on how do you do it?
I think most women just do it, but they don't know how. What drives them possibly is the passion for life. What possibly drives, and I don't speak for the men because I don't know positions and circumstances you come from, but most women thrive on just being given an opportunity. Not many people realize that just the opportunity presenting itself for women is a celebration. So when you understand that one stark reality of life, that we are the lucky ones who had an opportunity. There are many who have aspirations, capacity, but they never meet opportunity. The second joy is when that opportunity meets innovation. The third joy is when opportunity, innovation meets capital. And the fourth joy is when opportunity, innovation, capital meets success. And the greatest joy is when you get credit for it. Because many women succeed. And when success is defined as to whether you achieve the goal or not, many women succeed. But not every woman gets the credit for it. So that is why if you're at the opportunity or the first step, I have seen all 5 steps. Many a times the last step of getting credit for my work, it does not happen. But I have come to that stage in life where if you don't give me credit, I'll start taking it. So mercifully, most of the ladies in the room right now have not reached step number 5. So when you cross step number 4 and you meet with success, remember, create those opportunities where you're given credit. So the journey is going to be a tough one. And once you succeed, it's going to get worse. If you have this one apprehension or this one dream that once you succeed, it will be all rosy and nice, it is going to get worse. Only the insults will be very elegant. That's the only difference. So don't rest. Keep going so that you can go to step number 5 and go back to step number 1 again. Because you have only one life and you have a brain that can fit in everything. I think women from their very birth are habituated to multitasking. Many see multitasking from a perspective of labor, but women multitask emotionally, handling relationships, circumstances from a very early age. So when that capacity meets an opportunity to work, women say, ये तो हम कर लेंगे. So for me, I mean, if you want an opening line, the fact that you're in the room with a fortunate few, you could speak for yourself. You're the fortunate few because you could speak for yourself and what you said was heard. So you're fortunate.
But the hindrances are so many. Like you mentioned, the credit doesn't come easy. And the whole ecosystem sometimes seems to be built to ensure that that credit doesn't come.
No, but that is how ecosystems are built. You cannot deny that reality. You can defy that reality, but at least accustom yourself to that reality and strategize. For instance, there were two young ladies who came on the stage, and I told them both, take the money first. Trophy of it, hai. Take the money first. But then I looked at that gentleman, Tapan is sitting there, and I saw his check. And I asked Pratibha, I said, why does that check say 75,000 bucks, Tapan? So Pratibha told me that's what he asked for. So one lesson, Tapan, always ask for 10 times more. That 75,000 rupees means you were honest enough to ask exactly what you needed. But always ask for a little more. Because today is a reaffirmation that your idea is good enough for Everstone to put money. Right? To get a check from Pratibha Jain's hand is no mean feat. It is an achievement. Because she will deploy capital after much thought, after not only seeing the potential of your business to go from innovation to enterprise, but also see its market value apart from philanthropic value. So the fact that you got this check today, it's not the amount. It is that you went through a due diligence process and you were found to be somebody to reckon with. So now it is up to you to take that photograph, leverage it, so that next time you're standing with a 10 lakh check. Correct?
And push the ecosystem. You're part of an ecosystem now. So push that ecosystem to support. That's true for everybody here. Very quickly before we open up, the Women's Collective. That's an initiative you've created to help women entrepreneurs, is what I understand. What is your thought process behind it, and how can, again, this ecosystem support
So I'm going to 300 cities across India. I'm going to help 1 lakh women-owned businesses with not only regulatory support, but also then teach them, if they're fiscally disciplined for 3 years in their business, how to get listed at the stock exchange. And then get them trained by experts at the stock exchange so that they can complete their journey of valuation. So what I just told Tapan maybe is not even the tip of the iceberg. There are many people who have great potential, like Lavanya is from Bengaluru. Where is she? Who's into biofertilizers. Now, if I meet somebody like Lavanya in one of my outreaches, then possibly I'll make sure that I take Lavanya's product and go to ICAR. And then I will go to IFCO with it and say, this is great work. Look at the photograph. Primus Partners is there. There is Pratibha Jain there. There is Renu Shah there. Can you tell me how we can help her grow? And then once they say, wow, she has a great product, then go back to the capital market and find her capital so that she can go the next step. Then in one of my visits to the US or the UK, where people are wanting to invest social impact funds in companies like Lavanya's, maybe find her partnerships there. So imagine me doing that for 1 lakh women-owned businesses across 300 cities in the country. That's what I'm about to do.
That's the dream. I know you asked me to open up, but really one last question.
Can you imagine to sit there with a general counsel, somebody who's made it to the Harvard list, and then be elegantly grilled by her and coming out unscathed? That is an achievement.
It's not even a sweat for you. I know that. You've tolerated much worse on a daily basis.
It's a pleasure to tolerate you. Don't worry.
Thank you. क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी. Can't go without asking, right? You went back to it. We run V for Her Foundation, which works on sexual violence. And what we found was a significant part of that problem is how women are perceived, how relationships are presented. And media plays such a big role in taking a society forward. You know,
I think a society has to be so weak that it is dependent on media to take it forward. Honestly,
it's
we have to be intellectually, morally so incapacitated that a movie, a serial, a actor can define our morality and our moral compass. We cannot keep shifting the blame to XYZ. I was a part of the same ecosystem. In fact, worse off because I'm from a family where I'm the first female, the daughter to work. And I grew up in the 80s where women in cinema were not presented as though they are some business doyens. I could have very well said, अरे मैंने वो पिक्चर देखी उसमें औरत अबला है तो मैं अबला हूँ. That is nonsense. That is shirking responsibility. So, number one, we have to get out of this sense of victimhood that a movie or an Instagram post will define what I am as a human being or whether I have respect for another female or not. Because that is just shirking responsibility. That's me. Insofar as Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahut Hi goes, there are two reasons why I went back. One is when I left television, I left it at the peak of my career. I'm not one of those politicians whose one career died, so she came to another career. It is very easy to leave failure and then join another career. It's very difficult to be at the peak of your success and walk away from success. I wanted to prove in policy making and in politics and in administration that I'm a person to reckon with on issues of legislative or policy interventions or constitutional essentials. I proved that. But as somebody who has had a 2.5 decade journey in politics, if I have to then go back and convey that very thought process through a popular medium, how do I do it? So I went back to a medium which today connects and has 786 million linear TV homes in India. And I'm on an OTT platform that has captured at least 40% of the OTT market. So when I started Saas Bahu in 2000, there was no OTT. How do I create an understanding for myself whether what I believe in is relevant to the OTT generation? Is to go back to a Saas Bahu, which did not exist when OTT mushroomed or bloomed. Then to play a 60 plus woman on it. I am not playing a glamorous woman on it. I'm playing a 60 plus year old matriarch who has glasses, who does not have some fancy bindi or a lipstick or jewelry. I said to the makers, if I played Stark, the makers thought I'm batshit crazy. Then I said, if I play a matriarch who has been a housewife for 4 decades and then steps out and works and leaves the husband, what happens then? She left. And she's talking to the husband every day, अरे divorce करो चाहो तुमको शादी करना है तुम करो. You know, so the whole concept has spun around. It has become acceptable. It's the number one show. And it's also number one on OTT, which means for a younger generation, which was possibly consuming content which has a lot of gali galoj. I mean, I know Anurag Kashyap well, but even Anurag Kashyap's movie Gangs of Wasepur began with a Saas Bahu scene. The first scene was me in Gangs of Wasepur, opening the door. Which means when I culturally contextualize, people who are watching me say Jai Shri Krishna every day. They are watching me say, respect your parents. They are watching me tell their daughter-in-law कि भाई तुम professional हो, तुम decide करो तुम्हें क्या fees लेनी है. They are watching me tell the son कि बीवी के opinion सुना करो. They are watching me tell girls कि अगर कोई आदमी तुमसे डाउरी मांग रहा है, मंडप से उठ जाओ, no problem. So those are very psychological interventions which not many people are understanding that we are doing.
No, it's very visible.
It is?
Yes, it's very
Good.
visible.
We have, today's 14th. So tonight, maybe there's a scene between Tulsi and Mihir where she tells Mihir that this whole rose and Valentine Day card nonsense is nonsense. बिकॉज कल को वो चॉकलेट का रैपर, रोज का रैपर कहीं सड़क पे पड़ा होगा, और वो औरत जो आपको पूरा टाइम देगी वो एक दिन बूढ़ी हो जाएगी, एंड यू पॉसिबली लुक एट अ यंगर वुमन, and by then the woman has left everything and she'll not know where to go. These are not conversations that are happening in any other show.
Absolutely.
So we
And
are
so
doing
important.
this. I'm telling the daughter, husband पीटता है, पुलिस का FIR फाइल करो, अभी डिवोर्स करो. Notice है मेरी दो शादियां टूट गई, doesn't matter, better than getting beaten up, come back home. Now those are conversations that we have started, and the fact that's number one means mindsets have changed. People appreciate that. So for me, that was a successful intervention. And as a professional, when I went back, today I told two young girls to take the check from you first. When I sat and negotiated my contract, I said, this is the value that I need as a professional. हाँ कैसे करेंगे? I said, that's your problem. I can deliver a number one show even after 25 years of coming back. That is what I've kept alive as a professional. And when they gave me a check, they said, अरे मैम सबको पता चलेगा. ऐसे मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. मैं धड़ल्ले से हर औरत को कहने वाली हूँ, go negotiate a good contract, get yourself the best damn check out of that company and tell everybody else measure up to my talent or go home.
That's the mentorship I was talking about, Davina.
So, I mean, for me as a politician, as a professional, the fact that I'm not even 50, I'll be 50 in a few days, I wanted to also send a message to women my age that you can reimagine a career at the precipice of 50. Not be apologetic about it. I succeeded, you may fail, I have also failed. Doesn't matter. But reimagine, because what nobody is prepared for is your tenacity.
Lovely. Thank you. And now I'm going to respect her wishes and open it up.
Anyone with any question?
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Pratibha, for opening for discussion. I'm Ritu Mathur. I was former director at CII, and I've worked with Tatas most of my life. A question or a comment is very personal to me, but it is relevant because you were the minister. So I faced sexual harassment at workplace, and I faced it at the time when there was no law. That was 2012. Law came in December 2013, right? So at that time, because I was a woman of voice, I took it up at my level, and my case was closed, and it was null and void because obviously you know how the nexus of seniority works. And I was asked to leave if I can't work in the same environment. But I said that there is no harm taking it up again, and I went to the board because there was no law, so there is no process or a framework as such. So I took it up to the board of that organization, and thankfully, my case was upheld, and the perpetrator was asked to leave. So the story still doesn't end here. I got the win, I got everything due to me, and everything, I was fine. But later on in the same organization, the law had come by then, I faced retaliation, and I had to resign.
These are realities of life. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been fighting a sexual harassment case in Patiala House since 2012. Even as minister, I used to go and stand next to rapists and murderers. If you're fighting for yourself and you talk about that fight, don't make yourself look like the victim again. Don't re-victimize yourself by saying, "Arey, wo reinstate ho gaya ya mere ko ye problem ho gaya." Every fight you take up, and I tell everybody, irrespective of whether they're man or woman, will have consequences.
Yeah.
And there'll be nobody to help you deal with the consequences.
No, I totally respect that, and I'm not trying to say the victim. I'm saying the
I'm
law
saying
still
that
does not.
what you're saying is what people should understand in its entirety. You fight, there'll be consequences.
Yes.
There'll be wins, even wins will have consequences.
Right.
And the consequences are going to be heavier if you're talented. People with no talent face no consequence.
Right.
Right. So every time somebody gets a pushback and they come to me and say, I'm getting pushed back, I say, very good, that means you're talented.
Right.
क्योंकि डब्बू लोगों को कोई परेशान नहीं करता है.
Absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree, and that is why I was asked to leave, because I was a top performer and obviously giving trouble to the seniority because of my. But that's Point taken. No, I am saying that the framework still needs to be developed on this.
The law is very clear. I mean, better ask the council. The law does not dissuade you. What you are asking us to solve is complex human nature, which has nothing to do with the law. Because I'm sure if we look into your case file, and Pratibha is better positioned to answer this, everything that has happened to you would have happened to the letter of the law, given wherever you've served. You're asking for a solution for human behavior, which has nothing to do with law. They just knew how to deal with you with the law in hand.
The more important thing is to change the culture in the organization. As leaders, both men and women, I have Thiman sitting here who's like my co-conspirator to make sure, women do well in our organization across the portfolio companies too. You have to take up that responsibility in your next organization and make sure the culture, because she's absolutely right. Unless the problem you have is the culture,
It's
not
the
the law.
behavior, it's not the law.
No, but I will beg to differ here.
Then we can have a debate separately. Otherwise, we'll just start
Sure,
talking
sure,
to you
sure.
only.
Right.
Let's be fair to everybody else. You want to debate with her? Sign up, pay the fee, join the conversation.
Hi, ma'am. I'm a filmmaker from Bombay. I happen to be in this room because of Renu. Thank you so much, and Shiroz. And my question is, because I'm from films and you have done films and you're doing more work, there is again the same similar question. It's a very patriarchal setup. The whole system is very driven by patriarchy, and men are ruling the roost. And the problem that women are facing is, how do you sort of go beyond and interact with them on a day-to-day basis, especially when you're making films and you're trying to get money out of the
Don't.
system?
See, I'm one person who knows what the problem is in the industry. I will not spend my time with fools. I will take my biggest strength, which is my creative talent. My other big strength is my capacity to create capital backing. Once you have these two things, nobody will bother you. So, what you currently need possibly is capital backing you. Once you have that, everybody will become your best friend.
And capital is with men mostly.
No, capital in terms of money that you need to bring to fruition your creative idea. So, what I know of the industry for 30 years, 32 years I've worked there now, the industry, even when I was a nobody, I had 200 bucks in my pocket. I'm the one human being who can stand up and say, I have never faced harassment in the industry. Never. I've been a producer. I've been an assistant EP. I have been a chief AD. I've run production. I have written. What I have written has actually got produced and has aired. And I've done short films production, and I have done theater, and I've done television. So I've done the whole range. And in my entire 32 years, the industry, I've never, when I'm especially a nobody, that is when you get harassed the most. I've never faced harassment. It is genuinely about how you engage with people. Even when I had 200 bucks in my pocket, everybody who dealt with me knew that they're dealing with an absolutely no-nonsense human being. One. Second, nobody messes with you when you go, apart from a creative idea, with money on the table. You need to know how to engage with money. A lot of what you produce will depend on the distribution network. If you're producing movie, it'll also depend on the movie studio. I work with somebody who owns a movie studio, happens to be female. Geo today is being headed by Jyoti, happens to be a female. So there isn't a dearth of female leadership in the production distribution network. It is just that I never go to somebody saying, oh, I'm a woman, so look at my work. I go and show them that if you are engaging with me financially, you will get 10x. And everybody I've worked with has made 10 times more money with me than any other actor or any other creative person they've engaged with. So nobody does me a favor because I'm a female. Nobody does me a disfavor because I'm a female. The only thing that matters when people engage with me is how much money I bring to the table. That is a harsh reality of the business that you're in. Once you get the money, they're your best friends. Nobody will harass you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Shubhi. So I'm a founder of a Section 8 company called Parijat. The moment you mentioned about the behavior, so we have been hearing about changing the behavior at the root cause to actually see the climate action happening. So can you help us know like how at the community level we can focus on those important terms called behavioral change,
Is
which you
your
think
business oriented towards it?
not really, not so this
Then
that's
you
a
have
not for
to
profit.
then you have to bifurcate the two.
Yeah.
If your business, and I'm giving you genuine, transparent advice, is your business dependent on the community?
Not really, but I want to go through a
You have
community.
to first sit and ascertain,
Yeah.
is your business dependent on the community and its relationships? Because
Kind of,
if you are
yes.
trying to do a social intervention of change in behavior, it'll be a disruption for your business. Be very mindful of it.
Okay. Then how we can actually unpollute? That's my question.
Is to donate your personal time and services to organizations that are dedicated only to social change. Don't mix the two if you want to be successful in business.
Okay. And when you say that policy really do not help in changing the behavior, you still think that the policies like lifestyle for
Do you
environment
need a
will
policy to
help?
respect me?
Not really.
Do you need a
Ethics?
policy to tell me that you should not physically hit me?
No.
Do you need a policy to tell me that you should not publicly or privately abuse me?
No.
Do you need a policy to tell me, or for that matter, a policy in place to respect elders in your home?
Not
Do
really.
you need policy to be kind to kids in your home?
No.
Do you need a policy to be kind to your neighbors?
No.
Then,
That's what my question is. How to change that behavior?
like I said, sit down and first bifurcate.
Yeah.
Because this is a very generic thing. This is like going to a beauty contest and Miss World saying, I want to change the world. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
So don't ask me generic questions.
So that means we also need a money to do such
You want to
things.
give a speech or you want to ask a question?
No, ask a question. Like I just want to
So I
understand.
just gave you an answer.
Yeah.
Sit down first and evaluate. Are you the leader of your business?
Yeah.
Are you the leader or the employee?
No, I'm the leader. I have started it just now.
So now bifurcate that this X, let's say, if you want to help women in business and communities, connect with Renu Shah or
Absolutely.
connect with Garima Babbar. Give your time and your expertise there. But if you ask me, as a female, I need you to succeed in the business that you're leading right now because
Okay.
that is going to affect social behavior.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Like we need money to actually.
You need my validation or you need my money? Because
Um,
money is sitting here.
Maybe a guidance only.
Money is here. Guidance is there.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the ride. Huh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I have an observation and question both. So, since I'm a first gen social entrepreneur, my whole family was like, NGO में job कर लो, job कर लो. My mom was also a professor, so it's very difficult for us to start and then understanding businesses, compliances. It is difficult, and I have been a part of many entrepreneurship cohorts, but still, I'm still learning. Secondly, cybercrime has become a very big problem, ma'am, and women entrepreneurs are a soft target globally. You mentioned US and UK. So, women who are selling their bags or collecting donations. I have been hacked. My Facebook, Gmail, LinkedIn, matlab kuch unhone nahi choda. They made posts from my Facebook and messages. So, it is a very big problem. Is there a policy in place? I went to a
Policy is in place, yes. But you
Ma'am,
will
I
have to
went to
hire.
I
You see,
went
you
to
will
a
have to
cyber.
hire digital solutions for greater economic protection of either your company or the wares that you
जी, जी.
sell.
We went to me and my father was really shaking. We went to Dwarka, the cybercrime unit, and he heard the whole thing, saw everything, and he said, "बेटा संडे को मूवी देखो." And I was like, "ये क्या है? मतलब आप इस पे एक्शन लीजिए."
See,
And
ऐसा है.
जी
We'll all have stories like that.
पुलिस मैम नहीं
Okay, even I have those stories. Issue is, my just 2 bits of advice, which is now unsolicited.
Yeah.
Genuinely focus on this stage. 2 people and 2 people there.
Mm-hmm.
One is a lawyer who has money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you
I
to
was
focus
coming to
because
that.
you're
Yeah.
a youngster, so you need to focus.
जी.
This is not an opportunity for you to tell me,
Hmm.
मेरे साथ ये हुआ.
Mhm.
You have a mic in your hand.
Mhm.
I never had this opportunity, so I'm teaching you.
जी,
Okay?
जी.
You have Garima sitting there from Primus, who
Mhm.
works with 18 governments in the country.
Mhm.
Okay? You have Renu Shah, who is working not only with regulators, government, issues of compliance, how to help businesses start, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
You have three people here that you need to talk to.
Yes, I
Never
know.
waste the mic and
Mhm.
the opportunity.
No, but this is important, ma'am, because
So
money is
get to the
generated.
question.
Ji, money is generated through those digital platforms,
Yes, so
and
the
we are going
question
to
is
AI.
that you're going through a challenge as to how to
Yeah.
project your digital asset. That is
Ji,
your question.
ji. And
Correct?
secondly, ma'am,
What is the second question?
funding for women entrepreneurs has
So
been.
that check that you have.
Hanji. when
No, seriously, I'm telling you this. One is to talk to Renu about
Yeah.
how to protect digital assets. She'll tell
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Second, that check that you have,
Ji.
you do well with that check.
Ji.
Then between Renu and Garima, they will call Pratibha Jain again.
Yeah.
First, what you have in your hand,
Yes.
utilize it so well
Ji.
that she has a great recall of every place she goes to and every check she hands out.
Yes. Yes.
They will help you. Never lose opportunities like this.
जी मैम बट व्हाट यू सेड टुवर्ड्स तपन ऑल्सो कि उनको 75,000 रुपीज़ मिला तो मैम आई ऑल्सो सीन इन मेनी विमेन ऑन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप कोहॉर्ट्स लाइक इट्स लाइक अ टोकन एंड बहुत सी एंटरप्राइजेस 3-4 साल के बाद वो दम तोड़ देती हैं क्योंकि उन्हें
नहीं
प्रॉपर
देखिए
फंडिंग
आप
नहीं
ना
मिलता
एक मैं बात
जी
बताऊं I just told that one lady there I started with
Yeah.
$200.
हाँ जी
Okay, I'm not going to explain my net worth today,
यस
but let me give you an image. Maybe that will tell you. In Shantiniketan, Delhi, ask anybody who's from Delhi. That is supposed to be the epicenter of poshness. When I was 7 years old, I used to sell books with my father on the street. Okay? Today I own a house there.
नाइस
Okay?
कांग्रेट्स
That does not happen. I never got a 2 lakh rupee check in my life. You have it. So appreciate it.
I appreciate
Learn
it
to
very
use
much.
it.
Thank you.
You're already thinking psychologically
Yeah.
of what all will go wrong.
No.
You're already reflecting on what all shut down. You're psychologically
This we have
already.
faced, ma'am, when we are.
We've all
Yeah,
faced.
yeah.
Anyway, I've come from the sadak. Okay.
Mhm.
The issue is, if I told myself at the age of, Arey, everybody fails, everybody who's on the street selling stuff will never get there, I wouldn't be here.
Mhm.
So the idea is to stop psychologically and mentally creating misery for yourself.
Mhm.
The idea is to keep telling yourself, बाकी सब fail हुए होंगे उनका problem है, मैं fail नहीं होने वाली. You have 2 lakhs which Tapan does not have.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, he does not have it, you have it.
Yeah.
Use it. He genuinely looks better positioned to take that 75,000 run and one day end up with 75 lakhs from Pratibha Jain. Do that.
Yes, yes.
So, just so you know, B4 Foundation has aggregated hours for women entrepreneurs to get legal advice. Takedowns happen regularly in court. You just need to get to court, get a takedown order, and all these.
You can't be bogged down because somebody said picture देखी है. When my life's, how do I say, the savings as a child was one cycle which somebody in RK Puram ran away with, stole. As what, 10-year-old I don't remember the age. I walked into the police station as a kid. I said, FIR लिखो. And the cop looked at me and said, "तू पागल है क्या?" I said, नहीं, मेरी साइकिल चुराई है किसी ने. So the issue is you will meet every kind of person. They will give you every kind of conversation. That cannot become your one thing to hold on to. You have a great ecosystem. Leverage that ecosystem.
What ma'am is saying is that's just not a check, it's an ecosystem that you're now a part of.
It's a better ecosystem than that kid. I don't know what you did to get more money, but there's something that you did. So ask, did you go and ask people who gave you this as to what made you so special? That's the first thing you should do. Go ask. What made you stand out? Don't be happy, take the trophy and the check and go home. First, go and ask. There were so many people vying for it. And you ended up in a tie? Huh. So what is it that made you guys end up in a tie and you didn't beat the other person? If I was in your place, वो गत्ते का चेक है वो तो वैसे भी आएगा. I would have taken the time to go and ask, why didn't I beat the other person? And what made me stand out?
These are pearls of wisdom. I mean, a mindset change.
Anyone else?
Ma'am,
सर आप
are
तो
you
बड़े एक्सपीरियंस लग रहे हैं, आपको क्या पूछना है? आप तो छोड़ो सर.
Ma'am, I have no questions for you because I'm already overwhelmed with all the
Thank you.
stories.
So give the mic to somebody else.
Ma'am, just a moment of appreciation for taking out time for us, and
No.
also I'll thank
Again, one
Uncle
big
you.
mistake. What's your name?
Ma'am, Smruti Mohanty. I'm from Odisha, and
So
ma'am,
you know what people like me do? We go
Yes,
into a room, we talk to everybody,
yes, ma'am.
because when people like me, Pratibha, we work now, we become a part of circuits where everybody is talking nicely to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
So we use these opportunities to go out and meet people who are doing everyday struggles. So it's not a favor I'm doing to you, you're doing me a favor by talking to me. Remember that.
Yes, ma'am. And I was just encashing this moment to just realize this moment because I was a huge fan when I was watching you in Kabhi Saas Bhi Kahi Bahu Thi, and
Thank you for
now-
the paycheck.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
There was a gentleman at the back. ये कैमरा वाले भैया, मैं आप ही को देख पा रही हूँ, आपकी पीठ. जो इंसान बोल रहा है उसको देख ही नहीं पा रही हूँ.
Hello, hi.
हाँ,
Hi, ma'am.
hello.
Thank you for your responses. Ma'am, my question is when
What's
you
your
were
name?
Ma'am, my name is Rohit. I'm a lawyer and I run a
कितने
not-for-profit.
वकील है इस कमरे में?
Yeah,
हाँ.
yeah.
Lawyer
Ma'am,
from where, Rohit?
ma'am, I run a not-for-profit. It's called Awaaz
अरे
Leadership
वो सब
Labs.
ठीक है. किधर? कौन सा शहर?
I'm based out of New Delhi. मैं दिल्ली से हूँ, but हूँ MP से originally. Yeah. तो मैम मेरा सवाल ये है कि जब आप पॉलिटिक्स में थी और अभी
थी
भी हैं,
मतलब हूँ भाई.
सॉरी या सॉरी मैम हाउ डू यू होल्ड द डिस्कम्फर्ट व्हेन पीपल हु आर
Who said I'm discomforted by what?
when people who are accused of rape or gender violence are sitting right on your side, so how do you hold that discomfort?
I trust the judicial process of my country. I trust the electoral process of my country. Like I said, Rohit, I go to Patiala House. This is 2026. I filed the case in 2012. If you look at parliamentary records, I'm the person who spoke on behalf of the opposition on the sexual harassment at workplace bill. I'm the person who spoke when POXO was introduced. I'm the person who has been in touch with Nirbhaya's mother 2 hours after the incident. Okay, I'm the person who brought in intervention into the Juvenile Justice Act. I'm the one who introduced cybercrime as a crime in Juvenile Justice Act. But for 14 years, 12 years, I went diligently to Patiala House, seeking justice on a sexual harassment case at workplace. That case is still pending.
And still you have hope, so it's great to see that.
Because if that is a price that you pay for being a democracy. And if people like me give up on hope, how can I preach it to others? I have told people, believe in the judicial process of the country. And the fact that I stood in Patiala House since 2012 to 2026, that is also an indication to the people that just because I'm a politician, I don't get fast-tracked.
Thank you for your response.
Please meet me afterwards. Huh? I am going to be very, very unpopular right now
Because she's
Renu's
bringing it to a
telling me-
close.
Yeah.
One last
Kindly.
question, if there is an opportunity.
No, there's a lady here in line.
Thank you. Understood.
Hopefully, ma'am can stay for 10-15 minutes and you can interact with her, but I have the responsibility of closing in time, but not without thanking you once again for taking up, very important mantle with Women's Collective and for supporting STEP today. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. And all the best to everybody who won. And everybody who didn't, please go and ask the jury members as to what they found deficient in your presentation. It'll just help you become better for the next one. So all the best for the next one.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pratibha. May I kindly request ma'am and Pratibha to kindly stay on stage. We would like to felicitate you, please. Please. We would love the honor to do that.
The honor of having a conversation with Pratibha is the honor.
I insist, the privilege, ma'am. Can I invite Renu Shah, the founder of STEP, and Mr. Rawal, the founder of our gifting partner, Aj. And a huge round of applause for the wonderful, the fiery, and the brilliant fireside chat with ma'am and Pratibha Jain. Ma'am, please. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. May I invite, oops. And that was Mrs. Preeti Zubin Irani, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for a lovely discussion. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is a wrap. Thank you so much. But I invite my colleague Gunjan to please present the vote of thanks. And we will see you for lunch right outside in the lobby, please. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly give us a couple of minutes, please.
एक या दो जो भी हो।
स्टिल कैमरा
4,000 रुपये।
यहाँ पे हमारा कैमरा बैन है ना, तो बाहर का स्कोप ज़्यादा बन रहा है आजकल।
अरे तो हम तो बोल रहे थे।
हाँ भाई, और क्या।
मैंने तो आपको 2-3 बार मैसेज किया था।
चलो जाओ भाई, लंच करो। पंगा यहाँ पे ये होता है अर्जेंट बेस एकदम ना, खड़ा कर दे आदमी लाके ना।
भाई तो बोलो खड़ा हो जाएगा।
आधे घंटे का टाइम बोलेगा, मेरा कैमरामैन आया नहीं, मैंने उससे बोला था आपके पास कोई है, अरेंज करा सकते हैं।
हाँ हाँ,
यहाँ पड़ी पे आते हैं एकदम। बिल्कुल
नहीं तो पड़ी वाले से 2,000 एक्स्ट्रा लो।
पड़ी पे यार, उसी टाइम पे क्या करो ना, नंबर फॉरवर्ड करो। हाँ हाँ, हो जाएगा, ये लो आप इनको कॉल करो।